It's starting. Oh, I'm
There it
Reverend
is.
Spaceman.
And I'm Selina.
Yeah, you. We're gonna and to quote the very wise Rad of Transformers Armada, I'd like to tell you about the Transformers. So we're just gonna do this kind of thing, however it works out, whatever that sentence means, and just have just have a very casual conversation about this franchise that we're both very into.
Very passionate, so I imagine it might get slightly heated.
Oh yeah, like on things that we disagree about, the two or three that there are. Guess we'll kick this off with like our favorite franchise, our favorite sub franchise within the franchise.
A sub-franchise within the franchise. Some
Like,
fancy wording.
oh, I'm so eloquent. Like between like G1 animated Prime Armada, whatever.
I think just bias, because you'll know, but I really liked Prime. I thought
Oh,
it was a really good direction.
I have no qualms saying Transformers Prime is the best
I
Transformers
love it. So the
fiction.
desiging and everything, and
Yeah,
they stay true to like the characters, and they added some in, and they
I
had
know.
two really gay Transformers. So I'm really not gonna complain. But I don't know, like they didn't even have like that much of an impact from the kids, which I thought was really nice because I don't care about the humans.
Yeah, see,
They're just kind of there.
I've long made peace with the fact that in any Transformers anything, just about, there's always going to be annoying kids, but these were the least annoying ones. I mean,
Miko was really frustrating.
yeah,
But
and
that's because like she acted really retarded, and I was just like, sometimes you're just like, that's not a normal reaction.
yeah, and then Jack was just Shia LaBeouf. They just
It's
transplanted him.
terrifying.
I mean, the first, like one of the first times Optimus of Prime speaks to Jack, he is literally bending down, looking right in his face, and like I was surprised that he didn't somehow manage to say, "Where are your grandfather's glasses?" Wait,
They should have probably made a reference or like to like they learned the language off the internet or something. They should have done one.
I think it is on the TF wiki. If you ever read their captions are amazing. But they've got that screenshot. I think it does say, "Where are your grandfather's glasses?"
Oh my god.
But yeah, Prime. I don't know about there being two gay characters. I mean, what was it? Knockout? Was that his
Knockout
name?
and Starscream. Starscream is so gay.
Knockout's extremely gay.
Knockout.
I'm not sure if Starscream is gay or if he's just a bitch.
It's both.
I mean, he's definitely a bitch. He's definitely
His
he is
heels
definitely
like confirm.
he is definitely Megatron's bitch, and that is the only version of Starscream and animated Starscream that have those heels.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where like
I
the
don't,
character design is like he needs heels.
yeah,
It's intricate to his character and his
Starscream.
personality.
We need to make very clear just how much of a bitch this guy is. We are talking Shinji Ikari levels of bitchdom. Speaking of, I don't know, do you know anything about the crossover with Transformers and Evangelion?
No, I think the only crossover I've kind of heard of is Pacific Rim.
This is Transformers Pacific Rim crossover?
It's been spoken about. I highly doubt. I mean,
Oh
Guillermo del
yeah.
Toro's just like cancelled the Silent Hills, so I
Yeah.
sincerely doubt he's doing anything that big.
It, if well he's gonna make Pacific Rim 2 and like
He is, yeah.
stuff. Yeah. And it's but if they were gonna cross over Transformers and Pacific Rim, just to like deal with the scale difference, because Optimus Prime would just get squashed by Gypsy Danger.
Yeah, like Gypsy Danger's huge.
Yeah, I think the only way they could deal with it is to make like standard sized Transformers basically just massive headmasters, and then they could like lock onto the necks of the Jaegers.
Well, to be fair, most of the Jaegers are dead.
Yeah,
If they
they're,
can
they'll,
die.
they'll make more.
Oh yeah, with all that money they don't have.
Yeah.
But
But
no.
yeah, there actually was like an official crossover with Neon Genesis Evangelion. It was just like text stories. It was basically just a big way of promoting the newest repaint of Masterpiece Optimus that was just given Ava colors. It was kind of cool. It was green and purple. I like green and purple. And it did involve Starscream.
You can't really complain that. No, I think crossovers are good though, because especially when it's like other robotic things,
Yeah,
it's like comparable. Like immediately something you can just be like, oh, they're the same because they're robots. And it's like, yes, they are.
I'm
Well
still
done.
waiting. I'm still waiting for my Gundam and Transformers crossover. If Hasbro and Bandai or Takara and Bandai decide to play nice.
Which they won't.
Yeah.
Probably.
Although there was the whole Brave franchise, which was like basically that. It was Takara teaming up with Sunrise, which is the animation company behind Gundam. So all like half of the characters in that looked like Gundam formers.
Awkward not meaning to do crossover.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'd say my favorite sub franchise is also Prime, but I also really like Armada, even though I can objectively admit it is pretty terrible.
It is. Unfortunately.
It is. I mean, it really was. Like the animation was so rushed, but
The
and
concept behind it was good.
yeah, and I mean, and the dialogue was awful. The kids were awful.
Yes.
I do think Gary Chalk did a pretty good Optimus. Like not it's a different Optimus, but I appreciate that one as well.
It's always difficult because when you say Optimus Prime, you immediately assume Peter Cullen, and that's the staple. That's it.
Yeah,
So
but funny story. When Armada was airing over here on Toonami, Peter Cullen actually did like voiceover voiceovers for Toonami ads. So he would advertise for a Transformer show he wasn't in.
I messed up with my life.
Yeah.
Have Armada.
But I guess I can forgive Armada because if it's kind of the same thing. If you go back and watch the G1 cartoon, it is just
G1's awful, but it's
great.
It's so bad, it's good. Like,
It
the
is great.
episodes are on track. It's actually amazing. Like you go back and watch it now, and you're just like, what is this?
Like the episode where Spike Witwicky, yes, that name has been with the franchise. You can't shame Michael Bay for that one.
Nope.
Spike, I think it was Spike Witwicky, got his brain put in this body composed of like spare Autobot parts.
But Prime also took that concept and did it better without
It
the
did.
really creepy factor.
It really did.
I like
mean,
that. It's like a little homage.
Yeah. It also took the episode where Megatron cloned Optimus Prime. I love that episode.
Yeah.
I'll rewatch it every now and then just for the laughs of it because of how like awkward the clone Optimus is. Just in the like he's not doing anything evil. He's just being awkward.
He just stood there.
He's just standing around. He's like, Bumblebee, get the thing, go get that for me. And then the only one standing there is Ironhide, and he just looks around like, Prime, are you feeling all right?
I always felt really bad because he was just like, I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
Megatron's like laughing. I think the one that I always tend to show when I'm like, oh, you need to watch G1, I'll direct them to the Camelot one. Because it's like, pretty sure Spike climbs up to a tower, and the princess has just decided that her kidnapper and the evil man thing is now her lover, and they must elope immediately. And Starscream's AFK in another part of the castle. I don't even remember the like the dildo ones, the ones that are planes but they look like dildos. I can't remember the names. Rumble? No, Rumble's the sound of.
Rum-
Anyway,
yeah, they were Rumble and Frenzy were those ones that turned into something, but they hit the ground really hard.
yeah, and
That
they
was their
crumple, and
thing.
it looks the way that it's animated is disturbing. And then after that, they're like, oh, well, fuck that. Come on, Starscream, let's go. We're gonna go. And you're like, okay. And then they bump into Merlin, and Merlin's throwing exploding crack at a dragon, and you're like, okay. And then they walk out, and Megatron's like, Starscream, and Starscream throws himself on Megatron, and Optimus is like, let's go. And it's like, I have no idea what just happened in this entire fucking episode.
There is one line of dialogue from G1 that I'll always remember, and I don't even remember what episode it was from. But the Autobots are being attacked by the Decepticons, because, I mean, that never
What
happens.
else is the show?
Yeah. And Laserbeak is just flying around above him and trying to shoot at him, and Optimus keeps shooting and missing, and Optimus's great one-liner is, Laserbeak, you tinfoil turkey.
So they're both shit at shooting, but Laserbeak gets the blame. Nice. I think my favourite one is Optimus is like they go into a trap and he's like, it's a booby trap, and it's just the way that he says booby trap just got me every time. Not even because it's boobs, it's just hearing Optimus say booby was really, yeah, it's just like, I don't know how I should feel about this.
And I just love the way that they pronounced like the word hologram. Because it was in like one of the earlier episodes, they were talking about using holograms to do something, I don't know. And they would, and they just say,
hologram things.
They'd be like, "We need to get more holograms."
You have to pronounce it really carefully, otherwise someone will get offended.
Holograms. I guess this is a good way to segue into our least favorite, favorite sub-franchise.
Gonna say extremely unpopular, but Beast Wars.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because the one thing that pissed me off the most about that was because the whole concept, and it pissed me off in the movies as well. That if the movies can be classed as a sub-franchise, don't bring that shit near me. But like the whole concept is like it's robots in disguise, and I know it's a different time period, and it's like it might as well be a different fucking universe, and it's not Earth, and it's not humans.
It is Earth.
But it's just is it actually Earth?
It's prehistoric Earth. They actually find because it's said in the G1 continuity, they actually find the Autobot ship, like, how they were like asleep for millions of years.
Mm-hmm.
They actually find it at one point and like basically fucking steal Optimus Prime's Spark for a while, just take it for a joyride. Optimus Prime was just like, I'm gonna be Optimus Prime for a little while, just see what it's like to be the real deal. But no, I completely get you. I would say Beast Machines is my least favorite because it's like Beast Wars, but even worse.
If it was just possible, they did it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the concept. I wasn't super fond of the animation.
Yeah.
The voice acting, the actual the plot of it. I never got it. I mean, I know G1 was crack, but I never got Beast Wars. It was just kind of like.
Well, I think Beast Wars is on that kind of level between like. It's not so bad that it's good. It's just kind of bad and unentertaining. Yeah. And
but a lot of people like that.
I know. Like people, I'm the only one in my age group that doesn't care for Beast Wars. All the people I talk to, whenever the movies come up, they're like, "What Michael Bay needs to do is make a Beast Wars movie." And I'm just like, "No,
he doesn't."
God, as if they can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Let's make these movies worse. Let's make a Beast Wars.
I think in terms of animals, it's just leave it to the Dinobots because whilst they don't really make sense themselves,
yeah,
they are the staple in the series of animals. So let's not contaminate anything else.
Let's be honest. The whole disguise thing is barely a part of this franchise about robots in disguise.
That's
I mean,
true.
it's there, but whenever they're in a situation where they're on Earth, it's usually like people that know him. I remember in the G1 cartoon, Bumblebee got pulled over as a car, and then he was like, "No, it's okay, officer," and he just transformed. He said, "I'm an Autobot." The police officer was like, "Oh, well, that's okay then."
I'll give you the speeding ticket for you.
It's like,
It always,
no, it's okay. You're a robot. It's fine.
that's not abnormal in this life.
You're
Just go on your way. It's fine.
you're immune from traffic laws.
You're immune to the law. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it got worse in the movies, in my opinion, because at least with Beast Wars, it is like there's no humans around, so it has that to back it up. But in the movies, they're on modern Earth. Modern Earth. What? You know, they're on Earth with humans, and it's our time. And you have Megatron fucking about in a cloak. I think it's in the third film. And you're like, you're a car with clothes. You're not even a car. You're a tank in the middle of a city with a cloak, just to make you more like stand outish. Optimus transforms, and I think it's a graveyard in the first film.
The second.
Forgive me, I don't know. Is it the second one?
Yeah, the first one he's at least in an alley.
Is it the second one where he's like, Sam Witwicky, I need your help, and
You are my friend.
Yeah. It's like they just transfer in the middle of nowhere, and then you're just like, why? Like, you're not getting it.
Well, let's not forget his brilliant hiding place in the fourth one was in the middle of an abandoned movie theater. Yes, there's
They'll never find you here.
They'll never think to look for a truck in the middle of the movies.
I mean, what kind of truck goes to movies, right? Exactly. No, that's why they won't find me. It's just like, fine.
I mean, at least in Transformers Prime, Knockout would like go to drive-ins as a car.
Yeah. He would be a car.
Yeah.
Just bottom line, he would be a car. That would fix the issue with it.
I mean, he wasn't like, transforming in the middle of it, saying, "No, it's okay. I'm a robot."
I hate you all, but I'm a robot. It's okay. Oh, that was like the one thing that annoyed me about Prime. Off topic. Freaking going over to the Autobots, I was like, you little spineless little traitor. Oh my god, so mad at him. He's not even real, but I was really mad. I was like, fuck you.
You know Starscream did it too.
Yeah, but that's so like, that's him.
Yeah. He did it.
If he thinks he can get a leg up with it, he'll do it.
He actually
but Knockout was literally just like, yeah, well, that's a different story. But Knockout was just like legit. He's just like, I'm stuck
joining the winning team.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't know where Megatron went. He went to wank in a bush somewhere. I'm gonna join you guys.
He was. He was getting raped by Unicron in the movie.
It's just, I don't know. I was really disappointed that happened because I love Knockout and I always like the concept of him as just this vicious Decepticon who's like, I'm gonna rip off your arm and I'm going to enjoy it. And then it was like, you can't do that in the Autobots. I know it's a delightful concept, but you can't do that there because they'll moan at you, and also Ratchet will probably hit you. So. Yeah,
I mean. I wasn't as big a fan of Knockout as you are, so I was just kind of like, oh, that's cool, whatever.
I think I just liked him because love Aston Martins as cars, and he's based off one. And he was so sassy.
He was definitely a delightful presence throughout the whole series. I won't deny that. But yeah, speaking of least favorites, we got to talk about Energon.
Do we? Do we really have to talk about
We have to.
Okay.
Kicker. Kicker is the worst of all the annoying kids. He was just the worst. His personality, appearance, and voice were directly like transplanted from Gundam Seed, and I fucking hate Gundam Seed.
It just makes you want to just slit your throat and just end your life. And he looked like a faggot as well.
He did, and he acted like one. And like he just I remember seeing this one scene of him, bitching and moaning about something and then driving off on his motorcycle. And Optimus was just watching him, and all that Optimus had to say was, "That kid."
He couldn't think of it. He was just like, there's
That
no
kid.
descriptive words that will explain this man.
Optimus was just speechless at how awful Kicker was.
I think I was looking at. I think on the like his Wikipedia page, like one of the quotes is like true to his name, he tends to kick things.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah. And then he's got a sword, you see. You know, like the Star Saber from Armada. He's got one of those, but it's yellow.
So it's not quite as good.
Yeah. And on the wiki page for that sword, I think it's called just the Energon sword. It's got a picture of him holding it up, you know, like He-Man or whatever. And the caption just says, "Why?"
It's just, it was a bad series. It had terrible characters. The humans were more annoying than normal, and they had really shitty names.
Because the only human was Kicker.
Kicker Jones.
Yeah.
Jones.
Kicker Jones. What's your name? My name's Kicker Jones.
My mother hated me.
Yeah. My name's Kicker Jones. What's yours? My name is Fisticuffs
Swahili.
Smith. Fisticuffs Smith. Nice to meet you, Kicker Jones.
It's like they hated him as well, but they just wanted to like subject people to the creation of him.
No wonder he's just so whiny. I would probably be an angsty teen too if my name was Kicker Jones.
Oh wait, hang on. I've just searched it. Traumatic experiences while traveling with his father as a child have left Kicker a neurosis-riddled mess. Agoraphobia, claustrophobia, technophobia, homophobia. Don't ask. Photophobia, gigantomophobia, and borderline attachment disorder that is just the beginning of his problems. He's slowly learning to trust others, and with the Autobots' continued love and support, might even one day be on speaking terms with his father.
He's like a Sonic fan character.
He's like Chris from Sonic X.
He is. That is
literally
exactly
what
what
this
he
is like.
is.
It's awful.
I mean, at least Kicker has the benefit of like being part of a tradition of annoying kids.
Chris was just a retard.
Well, Kicker's still a retard.
Okay, yeah, clearly. I mean, if you're going off the wiki page alone from what I've just skimmed,
He's
the lovely community have written, people hate him as much as we do.
Now,
Okay.
I know it said not to ask, but I have to wonder about the homophobia.
There's not a. It's just really small. Just don't ask.
I know. I've read the page too, but like, I have to wonder where they got that from, because I don't know if Energon would be intelligent enough to kind of sneak in a gay character like Prime would.
Prime, but they did it. It wasn't even like he was just sassy, and everyone's like, he's gay. He's so gay.
Well, I mean, you know, Starscream's first line of dialogue to him is, "Oh, you're one of those."
And yeah, I remember everyone just like blew up over that. They were just like, he's gay. He's so gay. Starscream wants him. He's so gay. And then you have it's like breakdowns like the bear of the relationship, which makes it so much worse. I say worse. There's nothing wrong with it. I fucking love Knockout and Breakdown, but you know, like it doesn't add to the stereotype that they were obviously trying to go for.
Yeah. I mean, then Breakdown just got turned into that plot from G1.
But they did it well.
They did, just like
they actually had a character that was like people actually cared about Breakdown.
Yeah.
They weren't too concerned with Spike becoming like an Autobot zombie Frankenstein thing.
And I just love like the doctors, the medically trained professional surgeons said when he was in some kind of accident, they said, if only we could remove his mind and put it somewhere safe while we did the surgery. Like, that's just something that people think.
That's not even like, that's like, I'm not even like a med student, but you can't do that.
Yeah. If
you
only
can't
we could...
take it from the brain, you need to test nerves and stuff. That's not science.
This surgery would go so well if he was dead.
That's pretty much, I wish he was dead.
I wish
then
we
we
could just kill him for a while and do this surgery, you know.
Just stab him a couple of times.
We keep coming back to G1.
So
we're talking about
good.
bitch. It's like I guess that anything's better than talking about Energon.
Energon, yeah.
I mean, even beside putting Kicker aside, and as difficult as
Way
that is to
aside.
do, like way aside, the rest of it was just awful. I mean, the script, like the conversations were completely disjointed in
Two
any given
different
episode.
topics.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Potatoes. Pretty
Prime.
much direct.
We've got to stop Unicron from doing that. Kicker. I thought you were with the sword.
Potatoes.
Can we just rename Transformers Energon Transformers
Transformers
Potatoes?
potatoes. Everyone potatoes.
I think that would make it so much better.
We should do that. We should dub that.
Yeah.
It'll take like the rest of our lives, but we'll do it.
No, we can make it Energon Abridged or Transformers Energon the Potato series.
Where everyone just says potatoes.
Optimus Prime.
Optimus
Form.
Potato.
Optimus Potato. Form. Super Potato. Power Potato with Wing Potato.
And more potato. Extra potato. But no, aside from potatoes.
Yeah.
Energon was awful, and if you're new to it, just go watch Prime.
Yeah, watch Prime.
Watch Prime.
Watch Prime. Read the IDW comics. Even watching Cybertron will be okay. I mean, it's not great. It's not great.
Energon. It's better than Energon. Everything is better than Energon except for Kiss Players, and Kiss Players is a whole different thing we're going to go on to.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, we'll get to Kiss Players on this list after favorite toys and least favorite toys.
But Energon, just remove that name from your mind.
Yeah.
Series name. Obviously, Energon's important to Transformers.
Like, Armada was the first Transformers that I really watched and got into, and then Energon made me stop. And Energon came right after Armada.
Yeah. How did you go kind of right and then so wrong?
Yeah.
It is literally like the Sonic.
It really is. It's like, well...
Here's Sonic Adventure. Here's Sonic 06.
Yeah, well, I'd say Armada was like Sonic Heroes.
Yeah.
It was alright. It wasn't
great.
Completely terrible. And then, it's like, well, here's Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh my god.
That's a more adequate description because of all the angst.
Damn.
Where's
so
that?
offensive.
Where's that damn Energon tower?
Megatron's like permanently got a gun, like, I'll shoot the kids. You should do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't object to that.
Just give him control.
This just brings me to another thing that I appreciate about Prime. Even as terrible as all the kids were, as, less awful as they were, they actually managed to make them all represent a different era of fans, because you had little kid Raph was like the new ones who were getting into it, just now weaning off of rescue bots and into
Oh my god.
and getting into Prime.
Yeah.
And then you had Miko, who was like the Japanese kind of Armada. That the Armada era type.
Mm-hmm.
Unicron trilogy, and then you had Jack that was kind of
the older fans.
He was the Beast Wars era fan. I mean, because he was that
impressed.
Yeah, because he was that age. And then you actually had Fowler, who was like the old school G1, collector type fans. Yeah, Fowler was great. Fowler was awesome.
A human that actually brought comedy.
I know.
Without being hurt. Beautiful.
It was great.
But speaking of Prime, I think one of my favourite toy lines, from what you can standardly buy, is probably the Prime series as well. Because obviously I don't live in America, and
no, I agree.
Transformer cons are really. We barely have any fucking Comic Cons. Never mind specialized ones. I managed to go to one.
I've never been to a Transformers con, but the ones I have been to have had the toys, and I haven't seen many Prime toys, but I've seen animated toys.
I've seen when I went to the Transformers con where I met Steve Blum. We are married now with 7.
I can see that there in your picture.
I thought it was relevant. It was like, you want a picture, right? And I was like, okay,
That is, yeah,
I'll find a
that is
picture.
that is a great choice. I mean, I can't see your other hand, so I assume it is on his ass.
I did touch his butt, but that's because I couldn't stand up. I was like hyperventilating. I was like, I can't, talk to this man. I've traveled like 5 hours on a train to get here. I can't do it. And he was like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And he like got up and he's like fucking huge because I'm really tiny. And he like hugs me to him, and I'm like, I'm actually gonna pass out. And then I have to like hold on to him and I grab his ass by accident. And I was like, that happened, but we're not speaking of it. But he was really lovely.
You're speaking of it.
Oh, we're speaking of it now.
Yeah.
He's not, if he was in my room, that's another story.
Did you just say if he was in your womb?
No, my room. My bedroom, that is also my living space because I'm at university. But no, when I went to the Transformer-Con, they had like some of the artists, well, actually they had a lot of the artists from the IDW comics.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got as many as I could sign, like, because they give you a free shirt at the beginning, and I was like, sign everything.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was, and they were all really lovely as well. And I got a thing commissioned of animated Starscream, Skywalker, and Thundercracker as well. And he sent, I got that sent to me because obviously I wasn't there for the whole day, and he was like, it might take a couple of days, and I was like, fine, here's my address. But they sold a lot of like the G1 toys, but obviously because they're so old at this point.
Yeah, they sell for a lot.
They sell for, they're really fucking expensive, but there's also the newer toys are just more robust.
I understand wanting the G1 stuff because I actually just recently rebought Armada Optimus just for the nostalgia of it, but I mean, objectively speaking, that toy is kind of terrible. Because his legs don't move at all, and G1 was like that too. Like there was no articulation.
But that's because they're so old. Like back then, like they would just sit on your shelf, and that was that.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Like with the new ones, the Prime ones, the animated. I mean, the animated ones are quite good. I think they're quite. You still have to be really freaking gentle with them when you're transforming them.
Yeah.
But the animated ones, they were pretty solid, and I liked them. And obviously, like the animated color schemes were so bright anyway. It was pretty good. And then you got Prime. Oh my god. And I had so many Prime toys.
It was like the dark and edgy reboot of animated, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I really liked, I loved this is going way back onto the first one, but just Prime is good. But the toys were also really good. They were solid.
Yeah, it was
the jobs were pretty
fantastic. Good. It was like all around great. I mean, I've got, I think of the Prime toys I've got. I've got Optimus, Nemesis Prime. I've got Ultra Magnus. I've got Megatron. The Megatron one is really awesome, and I've got
they're all really detailed, which is what I really liked as well.
And I've got the Japanese Megatron, so he's like got that kind of dulled silver, just like he does on the show.
Yeah, he's not like super shiny.
Yeah, and he's got like all the scratches on him, and he's actually got that the arm from when he had the forge. He had that like different arm.
Yep.
That he stole from a dead Prime.
I need it.
Yeah.
I thought that was so dope. He was like, I'll let them have it.
I love it. He just outright said to Breakdown, or no, it wasn't Breakdown, Skyquake, or one of the Jet persons. Yeah. One of those two. I haven't watched it in a while.
It's Dreadwing and Skyquake.
Yeah.
Dreadwing died, so it must have been Skyquake.
Yeah, he said to Skyquake, he was like, "You're cool. You're all right with desecration, right?" Like,
let's go dig up graves.
Yeah, this show is technically meant for children. Just talking about, let's go.
I imagine they just have like they imagine the parents watching it, and the parents like, yeah, I want to go grave robbing.
Yeah,
let's go grave robbing. Robbing. Let's go grave robbing.
Yeah. But and I have Unicron too.
I think I have like all of my things like back at my home.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring some here, but then I was like, I don't even like live here. Like most of the time I'm at home anyway. I know I have Starscream, I have Knockout, I have the smaller versions as well, like the tiny little portable ones.
I didn't got any of those.
They were in our local like Asda, which I guess is like your Walmart. Yeah. I don't know why we don't have Walmart because Asda is a direct thing off of Walmart, and it's just really dumb.
It's
But
just like, yeah, they just hit the keyboard and said, well, we'll go with that.
Asda would do. All of our supermarkets, like Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, and you're just like, Target is good.
Well, yeah,
Target sounds fine. I don't
we,
even know if Target is a supermarket.
well,
I
we've got,
assume they might sell food.
they do, but they also actually get a lot of exclusive Transformers at Target.
We don't have a Target here. We
Like,
have nothing.
like during Age of Extinction, you know that whole Silver Knight Optimus Prime that was a thing in the toys and not in the
Not
movie
in the
at
film.
all. Not at all. It was all over Target. Like they just would take any old Prime mold and just like fucking bukkake him with chrome and say Silver Knight Optimus Prime.
I think the closest thing we have is a toy store called The Entertainer.
I've never
And
heard
it's
of
really
that.
overpriced. It's really overpriced, and it's just like I think pretty much every toy that I've ever bought, and I have bought a lot, is either from
Yeah.
Asda, which is like the official, like I want to say like American Prime stuff. It's
Yeah.
obviously not British. And then everything else I have is strictly from Japan, and it's
Oh yeah.
straight Japanese cast, like my Starscream, my animated Starscream, and my Skywarp.
Yeah, we should definitely
Stuff.
mention how great Takara is compared to Hasbro.
They are amazing. Like
Yeah.
if you want to splash out a little bit more, and you can wait, like obviously it's much longer for me to get anything from Japan than it would if you live in America.
Well, see, if you go on TF Source, they'll usually just import them in bulk and like sell them, you know, on demand there. So it's not coming from
Oh, I got
Japan
mine
when you
straight
order.
from Japan. I waited weeks for mine.
Yeah,
There
seriously.
you go. You can get it in a couple of days.
I mean, it's about a week to come from them, but they import in bulk, so it just ships out like any other toy from them. But yeah, Takara is amazing, and they were the only ones who had a Unicron toy from Prime.
But I'm glad.
Yeah,
They did it justice.
I mean they definitely did. Like, holy shit, that is an amazing Unicron.
Probably
Like,
insert Takara Unicron picture here.
yeah,
Maybe?
I will probably go through and edit this with pictures.
You should do that. Just have one of like Spike getting kicked in the balls. Just do that. Not Spike. Well, Spike too, but Kicker and everyone. Spike and Kicker. Who thinks of these names? What's really edgy for the children's names that everyone can? Spike. It sounds like my dog.
And his dad, Sparkplug.
Why? What generation of people?
but-
I have a son. I'm gonna call him Sparkplug. Why?
Oh,
Because I really like plugs. He's
Yeah.
such a little spark. Look at him.
But then Spike's love interest was Carly, which is a name, which is an actual.
That is a name.
Yeah,
That's not something you call your dog.
yeah.
That's a name. That's a noun.
Carly is a real proper noun. So what are we gonna name? What are we gonna name her boyfriend? Spike.
So edgy. He's so goth. Not even goth. He's not even goth.
I bet he hangs out with Kicker and Rad all the time.
They just take heroin.
Yeah.
The whole thing's a hallucination. Every single bit of it.
The whole history of Transformers was Rad took a hit and said, I want to tell you about the Transformers.
And so it began.
So that would mean that Armada kind of came first in that universe that we just thought up.
Well, they're all different universes. Like,
I
they
know.
just took a separate fucking hit, and they're like, man, robots. And they're like, yeah, robots. Yeah, and that's
Dude,
how.
what if that car could walk?
What if it had legs instead of wheels?
And it could talk. What are we gonna name? What about that truck? What are we gonna name it? How about Optimus Prime? What you mean? Like the Latin translation of that is best first? Yeah.
And that's what they said. They were like, best first. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
Optimus Prime.
And what about this gun's gonna turn into something? Call it Megatron.
Why did he turn into a gun? I just
That was so useless in G1. He would
he
he would,
transforms and he hands himself to
yeah.
Starscream. Starscream's a fucking stormtrooper and shooting, and you're just there
I
like,
know.
why? He's awful. At least give it to Soundwave.
Yeah, his whole thing was he would announce his attack, and then instead of firing any kind of laser from the fusion cannon on his arm,
He
he would
would
transform and
become,
let someone else shoot him.
which
You
is
know,
technically like giving him a hand job if you actually think about it.
well, I mean, there was the time when him and Optimus had to team up to fire a nuclear warhead out of range, and Megatron's dialogue was, "Load me, Prime."
That's legit from just.
God, I love Frank
God
Welker.
bless you. Beautiful if you're like drunk or something. And
Oh,
you're
I
like,
would. Yeah, I need to
great
get
party favors.
smashed and watch G1.
I showed it to my boyfriend. Like, my boyfriend barely knew anything about Transformers. He was like, "Oh, this girl that I like knows Transformers. I'm gonna learn a bit." And I made him watch a couple of the episodes, and I remember he just looked at me like, "Wow." I was like, "This is what I love."
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure? That
we.
sounded like a pretty heavy cough.
No, I'm fine. We always come back to G1.
That's the start of it, and it's so good but so bad.
I mean, the IDW G1 is actually genuinely good. It's it's almost prime good. And I will say the toys, the Generations toys, that's what they're calling them, are actually getting really good. Like, they were kind of shitty for a while. They only had a deluxe here and there, and now Combiner Wars Generations is their main toy line, and then the new Robots in Disguise cartoon is just kind of eh.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I guess I'd kind of be happy if they put it into the toys, because at least the toys are something I can have physical thing of.
Yeah.
And I can avoid the cartoon of it if I want to, which I have done.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if I want to. I mean, Peter Cullen does come back as Optimus.
But see, I'd love to say that sells me. I love that they bring back original voice actors, but if it's shit, then it's shit. And the movies prove that, because they have Peter Cullen.
I know.
And it
Frank
just
Welker
doesn't
now,
have
too.
anything.
Frank Welker's Galvatron.
Yeah. And you're just there this is perfect. I love everything about. And then you realize that you don't, because it's shit.
This dialogue sounds so good. Too bad,
It's not what they say.
Too bad I actually have to understand the words they're saying.
Sounds nice.
Why can't they just mumble for 2.5 hours? That'd be great.
Nothing that Optimus says sounds like it's something that Optimus would say, and that really got me. I was like, he might as well go say, "I'm gonna stab a fucking grandma." Literally what he might as well be saying. It's not Prime. I mean, it is Prime, but it's not.
I would be willing to believe that the movies are the past of a Shattered Glass universe, where where the Autobots are evil and the Decepticons are the good guys.
That's not.
You know about Shattered Glass, right?
Yes, I do. Because you delightfully showed me it. I was quite happily oblivious to it, actually. Before you showed me.
Shattered Glass is cool, though. I mean,
it's not awful, but it's not my favorite.
It's not my favorite, but I like that, because Star Trek did it. Pretty much everything's done it where there's a
this
mirror
is an alternate
universe.
dimension. Yeah.
And I do have I have repainted a few of my Optimuses to be Shattered Glass.
Yeah, I actually really like the
design.
color schemes of them. Yeah, the design of the color schemes of them were really nice.
Yeah.
But at the same, it's so far fetched. You might as well just go in and be like, actually, the Autobots were just bad guys all along. You guys got fucking juked, and they just leave. Because why not?
Oh, and Megatron is before he became the leader of the heroic Decepticons, Megatron was a mathematician.
Completely plausible.
Yeah, so it's he's gonna defeat the Autobots with math.
Pi is the power to everything. It took me 4 years to pass maths. If he was a mathematician, congratulations, because you got further in life than I did.
Good on you, heroic Megatron.
Fuck you, heroic Megatron.
Alright, so Least favorite toys.
I don't know because I didn't buy any ones that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Which is the problem with the topic, but
I'm gonna say Beast Wars again.
just fuck Beast Wars.
Yeah. Because they were just like, it's like, well, okay, what if we didn't make the blocky robots that everyone loves about Transformers, and we decided that we're gonna make this as though Rob Liefeld designed it.
Oh my god. That's awful.
That's Beast Wars in a
I
nutshell.
wasn't a fan of the. I think the worst toys comes with the ones that, the franchises you don't like. But I didn't. I
Really
wasn't a
does.
massive fan of like the movie ones either. Like some of the Prime toys were good, but
Well,
they were like the deluxe ones that cost upwards of like I'm assuming like it's like $80 plus for you guys.
the deluxe ones like cost maybe 20.
What the fuck? I've been scammed.
I
Literally
mean,
in England, it's like you want this deluxe Prime, it's like 60 quid. Go on, fuck off. You can't buy it. It's like I need food, but
like,
I need this too.
well, I mean, like you're talking about deluxe. They're like the maybe 6-inch tall
No,
ones.
no, no. I'm talking like the mass. Like
Oh, like
we have them in
masterpiece.
Asda. We had them in our
You
little
guys
off
have
chain of Walmart, and they did like massive Bumblebee and Prime ones, and they were so expensive.
they're like $60 here.
They were like £60 here. What is the
That's like
currency is awful. I could have got it for like half that price if I'd looked up, but like the massive ones, I really like those ones because like they're so big, like you can't be cheap with detail,
yeah.
kind of thing. And if you're paying that much, you expect a good toy.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Like here's what I'll say about the movies. The toy lines were kind of the opposite. Like the first movie was actually genuinely all right. It was about as good as Armageddon, which is about as good as a Michael Bay movie's gonna get, really.
mhm.
And the toy line was just kind of okay. It had like one or two that were all right. Optimus wasn't. They hadn't really perfected making toys for the movies.
Mhm.
Then you got Revenge of the Fallen, which
Do we talk about this film? There's just this blank name. Blank name came out.
2 words: wrecking balls.
Oh, give me your face. We're going a bit classier with words.
Oh, that won't. No, I mean, I still say that to this day.
Oh, I know.
That's my ultimate. That's my pickup line. Hey, baby, give me your face.
Rip her face off. Nailed it.
Oh yeah.
No, the
But
second
but
movie was bad, but they got better with the toys.
They
But
got
I'd hope that they got better with the toys.
yeah. I mean, you gotta have something to this because I have two of the Revenge of the Fallen leader class Optimus. One I got years later because it was the retool of it to be Dark of the Moon, with the jetpack and stuff. But it was like that was a genuinely awesome toy. It was like almost 100% accurate to how he looked and transforms in the movie.
Yeah, but these are like the higher end,
Yeah.
the leader class and everything, which is what you're paying for. But like in
Yeah,
terms of like
exactly.
standard toys, like if you compare the standard movie toys to the standard Prime toys, there's
No,
such a huge
Prime
gap,
is
I
yeah.
think. And
I mean,
it's just
yeah, Prime is definitely superior in
everything.
every single possible imaginable way to the movies.
But I did
But,
like some of the more deluxe versions of the movie toys.
yeah, I did, and I mean, but then here's the thing: after Transformers 2, they got complaints about kids saying it's too hard to transform. It's like this isn't for you, but I guess it was because when Transformers 3 rolled around, they decided they were going to simplify everything.
I hate it when people complain that it's like the Mass Effect and the Dragon Age things. Off topic. The first games of each series had like really good dialogue options and like the responses you got were weird, and then you had to actually think about it, and then in the second game so many people complained that it's so difficult to converse. They pretty much, this is your good option, this is your sarcastic option, this is your mean, I'm baddie option, and that's what they did for the rest of the games for both series, and it really pissed me off. I was like, just give me my dialogue.
That sounds like going from Armada to Energon.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
well,
pretty much what it was like.
at least in Armada the dialogue made sense, and then you go from that to whatever the hell Energon was.
AIDS.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It was Transformers AIDS. But then, yeah, but then with with movie 4, it was movie 4 was, I loved it, but it was awful.
I have issues with movie 4 because I don't know if you guys get different trailers. Trailers?
Probably not.
Adverts? What do
The-
you call them?
I,
I
we
don't
call them
know.
trailers. We call them trailers. Yes, we call movie trailers movie trailers.
Okay, I don't know. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just watching this advert, and they're like, what the fuck is it? You mean commercial, right? And I'm like, I guess.
Do you guys pronounce the full word advertisements?
No, we just say advert.
Uh,
We're not that posh.
Because in New Zealand, people would say advertisements, like they'd say, "Oh, that's an advertisement." I'm like,
It's
oh,
too lazy
what?
to say that. Way too lazy to say it. Just advert's fine.
Wait. All right, before we continue, this is gonna completely be off topic. I mean, it's about metal, so it's kind of about robots. But all right, the foil that you put in the oven with certain foods, you have to lay it on the oven for certain foods.
Mhm.
What is that? What is that made of?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Aluminum?
Oh.
Aluminum?
Every other like Euro person I have ever spoken to has pronounced it aluminium.
Fuck that shit.
I have to take your British card after that.
To be fair, my mum is Canadian, so I've probably clocked that off her at some point, but...
That's true. But all right, yeah. Movie 4.
Moving away from food.
Movie 4 advertisements or
Yes,
trailers.
I don't know if the trailers are the same in America, but in England it was just like, here's the Dinobots!
Yep.
More Dinobots! Dinobots!
Yep.
Grimlock looks so fucking good. Oh my god. Love the teeth on this guy and everything. And I mean, I was really pissed off that they made one a Spinosaurus, but I was like, whatever, fuck off. Don't like Spinosauruses. Jurassic Park phobias. Like really pissed off. But anyway. And then it was like, hey, you know the Dinobots that you just paid like 12 quid to come see? Yeah, they're in about
Really?
5 minutes and then they just leave. They just go on a walk somewhere, like.
Yeah, and people bitched about Godzilla.
But that's
People-
so like, oh my god, don't even. I've had people like
No,
actually
Godzilla.
like
I love
I've
Godzilla.
spoken to. I love the new Godzilla, and I've had people
I
like
love
I've
it
been
too.
like speaking to in person. They're just like, he just didn't get enough screen time. I'm just like, that's
That's
the
how
point.
Godzilla works.
That's exactly how the old Japanese films were. You
Because
uncultured
Godzilla
fucking
Godzilla is like a literal god, and we aren't worthy to just be overloaded
we
with
can't
him.
see his butt. It's too good. But like everything about the new film was like, forget the American shit that they did.
Yeah.
Remember the old Japanese films where he doesn't have that much screen time? He is Japanese. The little Japanese jingles were really nice. His actual design is such a nice, like modern day version of it. It's just everything.
He doesn't look like a box-headed, chicken-legged.
He looks like corn on the cob
breath.
with legs. He actually looks like that.
That is the best description of Godzilla I've ever heard.
Corn on the cob with legs. I'll take it. But no, like everything about the new remake, it was really nice. But people like, but if you are like, I went into the new Godzilla film expecting an old Godzilla film because of the hype around it and what I'd heard, and I wasn't disappointed because I knew I wasn't getting that much Godzilla, and I knew that we were getting a new monster and it was fine. But if you advertise a film purely on one aspect of the franchise, which in this case was the Dinobots, and you show them for like 10 minutes and they don't actually technically do anything, but Optimus like breaks the jaw of Grimlock and Grimlock's like, okay, you little fucking pussy, and then does it all for him. Like, that's not what you advertise. That's not what I paid for. I didn't pay to see some blonde bimbo be mad about an Irish guy that doesn't actually sound Irish in the fucking slightest.
Yeah,
and sleep on a chair.
And let's stop this movie for 5 minutes so that we can talk about why this 20-year-old can legally bang this 17-year-old.
I didn't even know your consent age is in America.
It's 16, but there's like a statute of limitations on it where it's like, if they're like 3 years older than you or 3 years younger, it's still illegal if you're under 18. But
right. See, you just get like bad looks and called a retard if you do that here. But our age of consent is also 16.
And it varies by state too. But
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, but I like that they stopped the movie dead
Oh
in
yeah,
its
I just
tracks
love
for
that.
5 minutes, so that Irish Shia LaBeouf could talk about why in the state of Texas, which Mark Wahlberg is totally from,
Oh yep,
it was completely okay for this 20-year-old to bang his 17-year-old daughter
because that's what we
because
watch
of the law.
Transformers for.
Yeah, because
I
that's what
really
people
wanted
care
to
about.
how this fucking dating simulator went for their lives, not the
Yeah.
fucking robots. And half the I've watched a lot of the different continuities and protests and stuff. I didn't know half of these people that they brought in because they killed obviously they killed all the Decepticons in the third one. And bear in mind, Shockwave was in the film, one film.
Yeah.
Four. The big bad, Megatron's actual right arm, get shit done, doesn't bitch about it. Better version of Starscream. It gets 15 minutes film time, absolute tops, and then Bumblebee wrecks him. What? What?
Well,
And it doesn't.
Starscream got killed by Shia
Don't
LaBeouf.
even. We're not talking about.
And you know what his one-liner was after murdering Starscream, ripping his eye out? His great line to top this momentous occasion was, "Well, he's dead."
No shit.
He
It's
could have.
just-
You know what? I would have been completely okay with that moment if Michael Bay had gotten a little self-referential and kind of said, "You know what? These movies are dumb. I need to let people know that I know they're dumb."
That was
Yeah, it was very dumb. If Shia LaBeouf had angrily shouted, "Give me your eye," I would have been like, done. 10 out of 10. This movie wins for me.
You accept your flaws, Michael Bay. I'll take it. It just annoying. In the first film, it's like, oh, Starscream's such a badass. Look, he's taking on 3 Autobots. He just bombed us. Shit. And then in the third one, it's like, you stabbed him in the eye and he rolled over and died.
I did like that in the first movie, Starscream and Megatron's first exchange pretty much exactly sets the tone for them. Because Starscream's like, the humans escaped, and Megatron just says,
so you fucking bitch.
You failed me again, Starscream.
Get them.
Every time Megatron says that, I just come to that. I remember that cartoon. I think it was Stamper that made it, or Starscream's just eating toast and watching porno.
Yes.
Megatron's just like, you failed me for the last time again.
Pretty much their relationship, if you ever went to.
Hope you enjoy your pornography and toast.
Buttery crumbs in the jam.
Well, that sounds like your problem, nigga. It's like, Megatron, that's what I said. I just lost my entire black audience.
Frick.
You know,
racism here.
No.
That is a direct quote. If you want to bitch it, please bitch it that. You shouldn't have said the quote.
Yeah, exactly. I said I was quoting a thing, and the guy who said it was white.
So blame him.
Yeah, I think he's white. I don't know.
I don't know.
So, anyways, now that we've digressed talking about toy robot
and toast
movies and cartoons and talked about racism for a little while, let's talk about Kiss players.
It's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
It's equally as horrible. I think
as Energon.
No, it's worse than Energon.
I don't know.
Kiss players is worse than the Holocaust.
Okay, that's OTT. Kind of correct for OTT. You're like, oh. No, Kiss Players is actually awful. It should be erased immediately.
Yeah.
Just immediately erased from everything and everyone.
Yeah, for those of you, because I remember this, I think this is recording. I really hope it has been this whole time.
It says it's live.
Yeah. For those of you who might watch this and don't know what Transformers Kiss Players is,
don't look it up.
No, definitely look it up.
Don't.
I am drastically surprised that Michael Bay hasn't incorporated this somehow.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Because it's everything that that is wrong with the movies ramped up to 90.
And drawn out by adult men.
Yeah. basically Optimus Prime or Convoy because it's Japanese exclusive. And all the Autobots or Cybertrons, because again, they call them that in
They
Japan.
can't be called Autobot. Fuck that.
They do. I mean, after the movies, they call him Optimus. And they call him Autobots, but whatever. Back then, they called him the Cybertrons, and he was Convoy. And all the Autobots, I'm gonna call them the names I know, because fuck that shit. All the Autobots got powered up by kissing little girls.
That is literally
That is
the story.
yeah, that is how that worked. And what they would do is they would get like sucked up into them and like pilot them naked.
If
And
you ever watch Digimon, I think it's the third generation of Digimon. It's that shit, but with giant actual male robots.
yeah, and
You
like
know,
and goo everywhere. Like because when they're done, they're still naked when they're done. I think in Digimon they'd at least have their clothes back when they
yes,
were
they
done
do. Yeah.
merging, and they didn't kiss them to merge.
Nope, that would be bestiality on a whole different scale.
Yeah. So yeah, when they're done, they just like ooze out of the Autobots, and they're just like naked and covered in goo.
They ooze out. Oh
They
my God.
ooze out. Yeah, at least that's my understanding of it.
I don't know what happened. I remember looking at it, I was just like, this is cancer.
And it's in the Japanese Generation 1 continuity. It's canon.
It is unfortunate.
It is. So it it exists. So
I don't
that's
really know
Kiss
how
Play.
much we should go into it.
I don't know if
I
there's
don't
much more
want
to say.
There's no
we talk
plot, they just kiss.
Can we talk about Energon again?
Oh no, it'd be even creepy if like a small male man was like brought into the scene then.
Yeah.
Has to help them up after they've come out of the Transformers, like, let me get you your clothes. And so, she's like 12, please stop.
Now the Energon version of Kiss Player his name is Kisser Jones. And he has to kiss Alpha Quintesson, whatever, and merge with him and be naked inside Unicron.
Yep.
Okay, we're done talking about that.
That's it.
That's all for Kiss Players.
That's Kiss.
That is the epitome of lowness that this discussion will go. It is all.
I think that is the bottom pit of the franchise, in all honesty.
Oh, I don't know. Up on our list, I've got Pat Lee to talk about. So.
Franchises, not people. Franchises.
All right. Next was like the mythology behind it, like with Primus and Unicron and the 13.
Mythology and lore. Hooray! I actually specialize in lore.
You what in lore specialize? Or what word did you say? I didn't hear you. I'm not.
Lore. I just like lore. I love mythology and history and symbolism, and just give me all of the good stuff.
Okay, then yeah, this is your thing.
Yes. Well, I guess. Oh, well, my screen just fucked up. What are you doing? There we go. Okay. So.
I still see you hugging Steve Blum, so it's all good.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just sat here like, yep, this is my night. 20 to 11. No. I guess we should start with Primus, because I think he's next to Unicron. He's like the one that most people know, because the 13 are kind of obscure, because their continuities are so warped.
Yeah. Primus is. I mean, Unicron is the one people know, because he's been with it since G1. Yeah,
well, he's like the big bad. He's like, you need to take this guy down. Go, like, pat him on the head. And be like, no.
Yes, Knockdown says that in every continuity.
But Unicron is basically just. He's my favorite, I think.
Yeah, he is my favorite robot deity.
Just because, I don't know, he's so like badass, like in every continuity he's been in, he just gets shit done.
Yeah.
And I admire him for that, because nobody else seems to be able to do that. Megatron has to take sick days in G1. Yeah. And Starscream's like, oh, he's lost his voice, better take over the Decepticons. What else am I going to do? And Megatron's like, still there, still behind him, like.
Yeah.
Fucktard. But Unicron
Unicron, yeah,
Kills
Unicron
people.
makes he kills planets, and he actually basically forces he's always the thing that forces the Autobots and Decepticons to work together.
Yes. Which is
He was the
probably
best
not
part
as
of
fun.
Armada.
Yeah.
He was
I
the
loved
best
his
part of
design
Armada.
in Armada.
What?
Design in Armada.
Oh yeah, I still have the toy. I mean, he's like missing half of his pieces, but I still have it.
I think you say he's like missing like half his penis, and I was like, what? He has one?
Movie Prime does.
Oh, apparently Bumblebee fucking pisses on the FBI guy. I don't even remember
Bumblebee,
his name.
stop lubricating the man.
Why did they? This is gonna be so funny. He's pissing on that guy.
Well, this is the same guy who brought us. I'm under the enemy scrotum.
Yeah. You could have just said. Anyway, away
Not,
from that.
wait. One more thing on that. None of the construction vehicles that formed Devastator even had wrecking balls.
No, no.
That was literally just him. That was just Michael Bay saying,
Let's
"This will
add
be
in some
funny."
testicles. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one of the things that I do like about Unicorn as well is that he was specifically, technically, like his first appearance was like in a UK-based comic. God bless UK. But no,
Oh yeah, yeah.
he actually debuted in a British comic, so he's close to my heart. But
he didn't debut anything to do with me. I mean, the movie,
we
but
just like him.
yeah, I love Unicron because I mean, Armada was all about Unicron. Like
Should we
the
section
second,
this on Armada?
it's still in there. It's just this is free flow like shit. I'm not gonna edit this or anything.
Okay.
I'll put pictures up sometimes, but no, yeah, Unicron was basically the focus of the second half of Armada, so he's very nostalgic to me too.
He was also an Anadron.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll let you talk about Armada and I'll mention Prime because I love Prime.
Oh, I
very
loved
much.
Unicron and Prime. He
Like,
was like,
so pretty. So
was-
pretty.
I know. And
He's
the
just
toy is
spikes.
great.
The spikes are very nice as well. The toys, not the spikes. He's spiky.
His Spike Witwicky.
He just has like his head impaled on his shoulder. Good. But yeah, anyway, I'll let you talk about Armada now. Prime, I think, is my big one.
Well, I mean, yeah, Prime is my favorite everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything from Prime is my favorite of that.
It's done right, but he is in pretty much every. I mean, he is the big bad.
Yeah.
So obviously he's in like every single continuity, but
Except for IDW. They haven't touched
except
on
for
him yet.
IDW.
Yeah, they're
Which
avoiding
gives me
him for
hope.
now. Yeah.
They probably don't want to like do something like wrong with him because he's such a huge character.
Yeah, literally
Like, he's
and
pretty much
figuratively.
like the Legend of Cybertron is like Unicron and Primus kind of kicked the shit out of each other
Yeah.
for a while, and then Primus created the 13 Primes, which we will discuss, and then they kicked Unicron's ass because Primus was a little bitch,
Yeah, he's like, I'm
and
not
then
gonna.
everything was good.
Yeah, Primus is like, well, I could transform into a giant planet-sized robot and fight Unicron on equal terms. I'm gonna make these little guys to fight him.
They're gonna really piss him off. Just watch.
I mean, yeah, give him a bad case of fleas. That'll kill the robot devil. Fleas.
Excellent. Satan's demise. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I
really
don't
when it was when Unicron showed up that Armada actually got genuinely good. Yeah. Because the rest of it was just kind of.
It was all like a lead up for it though, kind of in a way.
Yeah, like the third quarter of the series was a build up to it. The first half of it was just hunting down minicons.
Which is totally really fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you worry. Which don't forget, by the way, that in Armada, minicons are basically Unicron's sperm growing on Earth, and they are legitimately that is the concept behind the minicons.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch Unicron's sperm. I love doing this on a Friday night. But no, yeah. But when he showed up in Armada, that he became the sole focus, which is what I liked.
Yeah,
Because he
definitely.
should have been.
Yeah, and then when he showed up in Energon, it just got worse.
Wasn't he like forgive me if this time, wasn't he just like a floating head for most of it?
Yeah, and then he got his body.
Like,
then he got his body back, and they said, "Well, we need to sell more toys of him, so let's turn him black now."
that'll get their attention.
Yeah, and so they, this is although this is common practice for Hasbro and Takara, they've just kind of re-released the toy in black.
More money.
I mean, I'm not one to criticize because of all the Nemesis Primes I own.
Filthy recolor buyer. But no, he was he was awful in Energon, but which is really actually quite impressive because I don't know how you go wrong with Unicron. I know, but how do you go wrong with Unicron?
And then
his
when
name is so close to Unicorn. How do you go wrong?
Yeah, I'm surprised that there's not some kind of pony thing with him.
Oh, there is. You don't know.
You could have just. You could have just.
You introduced me to Kiss players. I want to get you back as hard as possible. He wasn't like, you need to read this, it's so good. He was like, this is fucking awful. Look at it. And I was like, why did I look? I was warned.
He was in Kiss Players. I don't know what role he played in it because I didn't look further, but he was in it. Unicron
Maybe he was the father figure. Like, you should stop dating that Autobot. He's bad.
Yeah. Hey, you should probably stop kissing these little girls. I mean,
I'm kind of pedophilic.
I'm the ultimate evil in the universe, but even I think that's kind of fucked up.
I would slaughter millions of people's grandparents, but that's wrong.
I have eaten planets and ended civilizations, but seriously, this is fucked up.
Oh no, I'm not doing this. This is fucked up. But no.
And he wasn't in Cybertron, but because it was kind of a sequel, but not really, kind of, sort of, to Energon, he was like the driving force behind it. And what they called the Unicron Singularity, which was the black hole that was created from him being destroyed, was they have actually stated canonically that this black hole is the explanation for every continuity error ever in Transformers.
Wow.
So
I feel sorry for that black hole. That's had a lot of blame.
Yeah, so Unicron is evil enough to wreck like the continuity of the entire franchise.
Several continuities.
It's Unicron's fault that the Transformers showed up as protoforms in the first movie, but Sentinel Prime was already exactly as he would be.
Yeah, like, what? Why? Why?
We can just say Unicron is the reason Animated got canceled too soon, too.
I don't know. It actually had a pretty good run, in my opinion. There wasn't a lot more they could have done with it.
No, there were plans for season 4. You know what they were going to do?
Do I want to know?
Yes.
How badly is this going to scar me?
Well, I mean, everything they had planned for season 4 was awesome, which means it's probably going to scar you a lot, because it's like, why couldn't we have this? But season 4 of Animated, they were going to bring in Power Master Optimus Prime. They were going to have him combine with his trailer and go like super mode, which is just the greatest thing Optimus can ever do for me.
But the question is, why would he do it?
What?
Like, why would he do it? Like, to stomp on someone?
Yes! He did all that.
That's like saying Goku would go like super Saiyan. Saiyan. What? To like flick an ant.
I mean, he kind of does.
Well, I know, but still.
Just.
Well, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
But in terms of actual reasons.
In Animated, they were going to do it so Optimus could stand on equal footing with Megatron, because Megatron was huge compared to Optimus.
Megatron was fucking massive, yeah.
Yeah.
He was massive compared to everyone, though. Like, even Starscream was really tiny.
Yeah, that's why they were going to have him go Power Master, was to, so he could be on equal footing with Megatron, but then they canceled it. Also, they were going to, and this is, I mean, Black Arachnia was in Animated, and I actually did like her in that. Even though she's a Beast Wars character.
But they fixed her character from
Yeah,
this
exactly.
wasn't animated in
They did it right.
Prime.
And they were gonna bring in a version of Optimus Primal. I think they were gonna call him something else, like Primal Major or something. But they were gonna bring him in. And I don't know if you've ever heard about the whole saying "truck, not monkey."
No.
That's basically what butthurt fans like myself say about Beast Wars.
Right, okay.
They're like, he's a truck, not a monkey.
Which is true.
But the animated staff had actually were going to make an episode where they brought in Primal, and the episode title was going to be called Truck versus Monkey, like in reference to that.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been cool.
I know, Optimus Prime fighting the shitty ape
Version of him.
Yeah.
Of his ancestor?
Descendant. Because they were from the future, and then they went to the past. And
why? Why bother? What's the point?
And they were tiny.
They were. That doesn't make sense. They're from the future.
You actually see them standing next to Optimus, and like they're so tiny compared to him.
You just stand on them and erase the content. Damn you, Unicron.
You need to watch. It's on YouTube. It's called Another Rude Awakening of Optimus Prime.
I will watch that. I will write that down.
Yeah, this guy, like, who does a really good Optimus voice, basically dubs over a whole lot of footage from Beast Wars and has Optimus like wake up in the middle of it, and he's just like, "What's going on? What is this? What are you, tiny mutants?"
Tiny mutants. Small cretins running around.
And he even says, "I'm a truck, not some poop-slinging monkey."
That is true. Monkeys do sling poop for dominance.
Yep. That's Optimus Primal for you, you Beast Wars fans.
God damn you.
Weren't we supposed to be talking about the mythology?
Yes.
Alright.
Beast Wars should be mythology, though. Anyway, Unicron, big bad, looks really nice. Usually does shit in the continuities.
Yeah. Then Primus is kind of like the opposite. He's big, but he never does anything. He just kind of
sleeps. He's like the grandpa.
He is like the actual Christian god.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, he just doesn't. He's just there.
He just exists. I mean, some people don't. Some like Transformers legitimately don't believe in Primus,
which is great. That's realism for you.
Yeah.
But Primus is kind of like
he did show up at the end of Cybertron to kick Starscream around a little bit.
Because Starscream is totally worth his attention. Might I add.
Well, you see, at the end of Cybertron, Starscream turned really big.
Size does not mean that he needs fucking Primus to kick him.
Well, he was like planet size.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I said it was technically the best of the Unicron trilogy. That doesn't mean it's actually good. So the 13. I think you lagged out there for a minute. What?
No, is my internet going?
I mean, I'm here. I hear you now, but for a second there, you were like silent.
Oh, well, basically, potatoes. Primus is the reason the 13 exists.
Yeah, he and like going by the Prime continuity, Optimus is one of the 13 who chose to like jump into the well of Allsparks and be reborn to live as one of them. So he is Robot Jesus. Pretty much.
He is pretty much Robot Jesus.
He is Robot Jesus. If Jesus died like 1,000 times, that's Optimus Prime, and if Jesus was a robot.
But Prime's cool though, like, let's be real.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, between, Jesus and Optimus, I'd definitely
pick Optimus.
Yeah, I'd rather worship I think I'd probably get better results praying to Optimus.
But
there's the Fallen. I think we need to talk about the Fallen because he deserves better than the movie with his title in it.
Isn't he Megatronus? Like, that's like his name.
Yeah, he was originally called Megatronus Prime, and then
he died.
He betrayed the 13. In Prime continuity, he killed Solus Prime.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And then he was called the Fallen since then. So he's Robot Judas.
He was pretty much. This is
Yeah.
pretty much Christian faith
Yeah,
as robots.
This is robot Judeo-Christianity, and I'm completely okay with that. I guess that
Take it.
explains. I guess that does explain why they thought crossing over with Evangelion would be a good idea.
It does make sense. But yeah, Megatron is the Fallen, which you will so delightfully see in the second film. Which we don't talk about. I don't know why they have children. Why do they like suddenly have children and they don't do anything with it? We have this entire base of children. Did they all die? What happened? You show them for like 2 minutes and then you never hear them again for the next 3 films. Why?
Starscream, I'm home.
I cooked you your dinner, Lord Megatron. But yeah.
You should also check out Revenge of the Lawlin.
You've probably sent me it, to be fair.
I'm sure I have.
You've probably sent me it.
It actually ends with like basically the end of Revenge of the Fallen, but it ends with Megatron picking up a phone and calling Unicron and saying, "Can we do another one?" And Unicron just screams at him and says, "No!" and hangs up.
Goodbye. Filthy cretin. No, the 13 are actually like pretty cool though.
Yeah, I like them as an idea, and I think we need more toys of them.
Oh, there's also, I don't know, like they're so like kind of strung out. I know it
Yeah.
sounds weird, but like this, like the way that they were introduced into the franchises and like their actual continuity is like really skewed.
Yeah, it's like, well, they all exist all over the multiverse, and they share consciousness over it. So does Unicron, apparently, and so it kind of got introduced in Cybertron, I think, when Vector Prime was like, "I'm one of these guys, and there's 12 more of me, and one of them is the Fallen, and he's always on fire."
He hates everyone.
Yeah,
He hates babies. I hate babies. We're obviously related.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That would be awesome.
I would, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I'd die for it probably if I'm, a follower of the Fallen. But hey, it would be fun.
oh yeah.
Totally get a date with Starscream. But yeah, I mean, some of them are really cool. Like in my opinion, like obviously you have like Optimus Prime, who's a prime, and you have Vector Prime, who
I did like Vector Prime is a pretty cool character.
was he in Prime?
He was in Cybertron.
I'm sure he's in Prime.
They have that.
Oh no, is it? It's not Prime. I'm a fucking retard. It's the games. He's in War for Cybertron.
No, you're thinking of Zeta Prime.
Who's the library keeper? What continuity am I thinking of?
No, the library keeper was Alpha Trion.
Oh yeah.
And he's one of the 13 too.
Hey, I got it. It's been a long time since I watched Prime. Oh, that makes me feel bad. I swear I know the Transformers franchise.
He was voiced by George Takei. How can you forget that?
I didn't forget George Takei.
That Alpha Trion was voiced by him though.
I'm sorry, I've not watched Prime since like it stopped being aired. I don't own a TV here. Don't judge me. I don't even have a TV license.
God, are you living in like under a rock?
No, I just live very cheaply. I eat like supermarket noodles, like the ones that take 2 minutes in the microwave. That's my diet.
No, I love those.
I fucking love them. The Koi ones are great. I'm pretty sure I'll die because of them, but hey.
Nah.
Off topic, Transformers don't eat noodles. Nor do they live under rocks.
No, they eat Energon, which isn't a real thing.
No. It could be.
Yeah. I guess that's all we have to say about mythology, but what?
What did they call it? Is it Transformium in the 4th film?
Yeah.
It's the most retarded name. You're just like, why?
It's called the thing that we can do so that we can make a really cheap transformation sequence for like half these guys.
I know. I really did like the new Transform. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah. Megatron or Galvatron just transforms by gratuitous, obvious CGI.
that's not even like mildly realistic.
Yeah.
At least in the first couple of films, like you can see everything working as they transform.
Yeah.
Actually, could we add in Galvatron then? Because he is technically like a direct link to Unicron.
Yeah, he's a herald of Unicron.
Well, next to the Fallen.
Yeah.
He's also counted as a fucking herald of Unicron. Unicron has a lot of heralds.
Yeah.
And by a lot, I mean like 2, maybe 3.
3. Yeah. Sideways from Armada was a herald of Unicron, I
Wasn't
believe.
Cyclonus and Scourge?
Yeah, they were in G1.
Well, they're like the posse of Galvatron, so the indirectly the herald. They tried.
They tried.
But Galvatron's pretty cool. Like,
I'm a fan of Galvatron.
I love Galvatron. I think he's like pretty much like if you say Herald of Unicron or like the actual like the normal size transformer that does Unicron's work or gets Unicron to like wake up, you think of Galvatron as opposed to Fallen. But he's pretty cool because he's usually just like a Megatron but better. So if you're impressed with the Megatron in the series, you're going to be impressed with the Galvatron of the series.
Unless it's Energon.
Oh, Kiss players. I don't even know if Galvatron was like Kiss players.
He was. It wasn't Megatron because it took place like after the movie, but before season 3 of the cartoon.
Right.
I don't know. It didn't take place because it didn't happen.
Exactly. It went into that black hole. And it died there.
Let's hope it died. Let's hope that it did.
But yeah, Galvatron's always pretty bitchin'. I always usually quite like his cutter.
Yeah, I'll buy Galvatron even if it is just a repainted Megatron.
Which it usually is.
Yeah.
Sometimes they add spikes to him.
Yeah.
I like spikes.
Which brings me to why did we not get a Galvatron in Prime? That is my one and only gripe with Prime.
Well, in Prime he kind of skips that.
Yeah, I mean
Unicron goes directly into Megatron.
Yeah, but like he could still call him Galvatron.
Well, I guess you could kind of argue that he's Galvatron whilst he's taking the Dark Energon. Kind of.
I'm just gonna say that the Megatron that's possessed by Unicron in the Prime movie is Galvatron.
Unofficial, but that's what he is.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had the crown look on his face, but he was made of rocks like Unicron, so it was kind of like trying to be it, but they didn't call him that.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to they'd already brought in Unicron. Maybe they just didn't want to touch on another player that's like another player.
Yeah.
Another character. It's like quite impactful because you'll pretty much if you have Unicron, you will always have a Galvatron. Like they're pretty much
exactly.
But
except
I found it quite odd.
Movie 4, but and here's the thing.
It's the same thing, but they haven't even introduced Unicron yet. Like, where is he?
Exactly, but here's the thing too. And apparently they considered renaming him Galvatron in movie 2, and you can kind of see that because he's got kind of the pointed like 3-pronged head going on.
Yeah, they've altered his design a bit.
Yeah, and he's coming back from the dead like the original Galvatron kind of was. So they considered it and they decided not to because it wouldn't sell as many toys.
Who do? Oh.
Well,
I'm kind of glad though. I really I was kind of frustrated that they brought in Galvatron anyway, and it's like I kind of don't want them to stain them.
It did at least give him a good reason to bring in Frank Welker.
Yeah, I was really pleased with that.
Hugo Weaving did a good job, but Well,
Frank Welker was in Prime as well, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was Megatron. He did an amazing job. Like you would not think that was the voice actor of Fred from Scooby-Doo.
I didn't even like Fred. Fred is like one of my least favorite characters from Scooby-Doo.
Well, I mean, it's obviously always going to be Scooby and Shaggy, but no, that's Megatron. Fred from Scooby-Doo is Megatron. He's also knockouts
Timmy Turner's dad from Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, I remember on the wiki there's like a picture of him with like the scratched up finish, and he's like, "You scratched my finish, Dinkelberg."
Yeah. Just if you ever watch Prime, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's Timmy Turner."
Given a much better performance though.
Yes, in Prime. Yep. I don't know. He was pretty good in Fairly Odd Parents. Obviously, it's a different character. But you gotta love Timmy Turner's dad. His mum was a bit annoying. That's off
Yeah.
topic.
That's
Way off topic. But
oh well.
speaking of Galvatron, we can move on to, at least in the fourth film, we can move on to Michael Bay's impact on the franchise.
Yeah,
For better or for worse, it's like a marriage.
it really is.
I'm gonna put up with you for better or worse.
Yeah,
You're a bitch, but
I
you
mean,
make movies.
yeah, exactly. Michael Bay is like being married. He's like the husband who you really don't love, but he keeps you financially stable.
The arranged marriage that you never
Yeah,
wanted.
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what Michael Bay is. Because as
You say
awful
Michael
as the
Gay?
movies- what?
Did you say Michael Gay?
We'll just pretend I did, because that's funnier. But
I was like, you just like said Michael Gay, and you were like completely off on your point. You were like, yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? Sorry.
I don't know. With all the like over masculine stuff in his movies, I wouldn't be surprised if he's hiding something. But anyways, because like as awful as the movies are, even as much of a guilty pleasure as they are genuinely awful. They do bring in the money to Hasbro for them to make the good shit.
Prime.
Yeah, exactly. Prime only exists because the first movie was successful.
And we use the term successful very loosely in the terms of it brought in lots of money.
Financially successful.
Financially successful.
Yeah. And the first movie it was not bad. I kind of like the third movie better than the first one.
I like the third one because it's actually like, hey, remember the Decepticons? Yeah, they actually exist. Here they are. And
Yeah.
thank you.
And it kind of felt like the first. It kind of felt like the only one that was actually a Transformers movie.
Yeah. But
Like-
even then, I still wasn't majorly impressed with how they portrayed Prime. As always, Peach Cullen does an amazing job, but Prime's character, I think, is poorly written.
Well, I just tell myself that it's a prequel to Shattered Glass.
That's how I sleep at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Michael Bay's done well in the sense that at least the designs are mostly accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I like the look of the movies. A lot of people hate it because they're like, doesn't look like G1. Well,
Obviously, it's not gonna look like G1.
yeah.
I love
G1. Beast Wars didn't look like G1, and that
And you
was
fuckers
successful.
love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Filthy cretins. No. I like the designs. I like the alt forms. I thought the Raptor was really appropriate for Star Trek. I like the Chimera for Bumblebee. I liked.
I like Optimus.
I was gonna say I don't know what the truck's actually like. The actual make of the truck is.
It's a Peter built.
Yes.
In the first three, Peter Cullen built.
He made it with his own hands with a box of scraps.
And then the fourth one, it was some kind of Lone Star thing. I don't know vehicles, but
something they probably advertised to.
Yeah, I did like his look a lot better in the first three than.
Yeah, well, it's more classic Optimus square truck.
Yeah, I loved that, and the toy from that was amazing. Yeah. I got 3 of them.
Because why not?
I did, because I painted one to look like Shattered Glass. I painted one of them just to look a little better, and then I actually got one. The third one. Yeah, the third one. I actually got some add-ons to make it look like Power Master Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, if you just had like the same toy just like 3 times on your shelf, like this pleases me.
I mean, that's not something I wouldn't do, but.
If I had the money, I'd probably. I have like 2 boxes, like 2 massive boxes of Transformer toys. I don't have them with me in Chester.
Well, I did have like fucking 5 boxes of Transformers. They probably weren't as big as your boxes, so it's probably about the same amount. But when I moved here, I made sure to get a whole bunch of shelves, and now I have shelves for my Transformers.
It's a beautiful life.
It really is.
But
so I think Michael Bay has, for better or worse, revived the franchise. It was kind of stagnant.
Yeah, it was. It was probably gonna like. I don't want to say like stop completely, but it probably would have died for a little bit if Michael Bay hadn't done what he did. So whilst it was awful, The animation actually wasn't that bad. Like, my dad actually liked the animation. He hates CGI, so this is pretty good. Second film was fucking awful, and it should die in a house fire.
But the toys should stick around.
Toys should stick around. Third film was pretty good, because whilst everyone died, this is a great plot device. You got to see different Decepticons, which was more of a selling point, because...
They did kill just about everyone in the 80s cartoon movie.
That is true.
Including Optimus.
Yeah, they kill us just like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because why not?
The first of many.
But the problem with... I mean, obviously the movie was a standalone, like, this is our film, whereas with the Michael Bay films, it was like, oh yeah, this is the third film, but we're going to do 3 more, and we have no Decepticons.
When they made movie 3, he was actually planning on calling it an end there, but then...
Yeah, he was. He got paid.
But then it made money. And the 80s movie was actually... the 80s movie was actually meant to be a bridge between Season 2 and Season 3, and a bridge between the old toys and the new toys, which is why we see Ultra Magnus and Hot Rod, a.k.a. Rodimus, brought in. I mean, it's stuck with it's stuck with the franchise up till now, the name Rodimus, but can we just talk about how ridiculous that is?
Do we need to?
I mean, his name his name's Hot Rod. They're like, okay, well, he's gonna take Optimus Prime's place. What do we do to, emphasize that? Let's call him Rodimus.
The inness of his name.
Yeah, give him the last 2 syllables of Optimus Prime's name.
That'll make him feel at home.
And just put Rod in front of it.
Because his name was Hot. Let's not forget that he's not Optimus.
Yeah.
Because if we wanted Optimus, we wouldn't have killed him. He's Rodimus. Hot Rod.
Of course, they brought Optimus back because everyone was pissed about that.
Obvious. I don't know. That seems kind of so that they wouldn't think that people would be like, why?
Yeah. Oh, and what I want to know is, why did Hot Rod get to use the Matrix and become the new Autobot leader when Ultra Magnus was in every way more qualified?
Maybe Ultra Magnus was just getting like Starbucks and he was just like...
Well, Optimus gave it to Magnus and it wouldn't open for him. It only opened for Hot Rod. Movie
he just liked Hot Rod's paint job better. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't speak for the Matrix.
I guess that would explain Movie Prime.
Yeah, actually. But I think Movie Prime is more like America, more so than paint job. It's like, this guy will defend America because everything that happens in the films is in America.
Except for the parts that are in China.
For some reason.
Well, because, Chinese movie audience is growing, and that's a whole thing. But that's a whole other topic.
An entirely different discussion, but
yeah.
I think that his paint job in the film was more just like Michael Bay being like, I'm American, which is fine.
Yeah.
He looks good, but it's definitely...
And I mean, they had a reason for it, too. Like,
yeah.
Because they did try the all-red truck, and it just didn't look good on camera. So
yeah, plus the actual truck.
Yeah. So they did that with the flame so that he could still kind of look more, red in the torso area and still look good on camera, because the blue looks better than the red did.
The blue looks really nice on Prime. In the movies. Plus he has to be like distinguishable, like just bright colours on a truck is like that's the main character. So why not make it America? Like, that's where it lands, it makes sense. But it does, like, it actually does make sense.
Yeah, disguise yourself as the most obnoxiously bright and douchebag painted truck in America.
But no one will ever, because patronage. Yeah. It's a perfect plan. But yeah, I think Michael Bay did a good deed through bad means.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil.
He's our anti-hero.
He is our
Batman. He's our fallen god.
Now we could say he's like not Batman, like Red Hood. You know about Red Hood?
I can't say I've ever heard of Red Hood.
Jason Todd, the second Robin.
I'm more of a Marvel.
I don't blame
I'm
you.
a filthy Marvel. Sorry.
Basically, long story short, and I won't digress too much from us talking about our toy robot movies and cartoons. Jason Todd was the second Robin. He got brutally murdered by the Joker. And the fans voted for this to happen. But anyways, he got brought back to life, much like Optimus Prime or Jesus, and was like kind of an asshole, badass. Like he was a vigilante like Batman too, but he kills people sometimes. So that's he's kind of like Batman lets him operate, but he's not really like he's like I don't like this, but I
He's
kind of
basically just a
yeah
cunt version of Batman.
yeah.
Basically.
He's like Batman if he got whatever the hell mental disorders movie Prime got.
Yeah, that sounds about
You
right.
know that I think it does to some degree. Movie Prime makes sense if you apply human psychology to these robot
Which is
characters.
obviously what Michael Bay was trying to do.
Oh yeah,
But he
definitely.
forgot that they're not humans.
No,
That
I think
beef.
Michael Bay was just thinking of ways to make more explosions. But
Yeah.
if you
He
apply
probably wanted to portray Prime as like the most badass that he could, even though like Prime is badass in his own way. He doesn't need to be
exactly
like
Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen actually said this himself, quoting his brother. He said that the kind of hero Optimus Prime is, I'm paraphrasing, but basically he is the type of hero who has the strength and the courage to be gentle.
yeah, he doesn't need to do a
Give
Megatron
me your
because
face.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the courage to be gentle right there.
That gentle caressing of the fallen's just so beautiful. Better love story than Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey. Just beautiful.
50 Shades of Red and
Metal.
Blue.
Are there 50 Shades of... I think there'd be more than
There's
50 Shades.
50 shades of every color. There's
Specifically
more
50
than
Shades.
yeah, exactly. Every color has 50 shades, just
For
so
the
that there's
sake of the book.
just so that you can make a parody of any of that book in any color.
We should... Yeah. Should
Yeah.
do.
Oh yeah. We're
Just
definitely
replace
gonna.
everyone's name with Transformers. That would be terrifying. Let's not do that.
Yeah, that would be Kiss players.
My own Megatron flavored popsicle. No! No. But
Excuse me.
delightful. If we're moving away from Michael Bay and back onto
Yeah.
Kiss players, let's go on to IDW instead.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Kiss players
Yeah.
again.
That's the indicator that we've run a conversation, a topic to its end. Is when we run back to Kiss players or Energon,
Which are both
which happens to every one of these topics.
It's because they're so bad they need to be mentioned.
I mean, there's not much to say about the good stuff. It's like Prime's great. Prime is really great. It's really good.
Watch it, please.
Yeah, watch it, please. Now, Energon is so bad because of this fucking this thing it doesn't. Kicker,
This,
goddamn fucking Kicker.
fuck Kicker. No, I think there's more you can bitch about.
Yeah, yeah.
With
I don't know why I put IDW on here because I haven't kept up with IDW a whole lot.
it's actually massive as well. Like,
yeah, it's been going since like almost 10 years now.
can we briefly mention it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can talk about what we know about it.
Because they do Beast Wars.
Yeah, I know they've got Beast Wars characters.
Yeah.
But they also introduced they also gave Starscream his Armada body, which to me personally, Armada Starscream was my definitive Starscream. I'm sorry, Steve Blum or Bloom.
I don't know how you pronounce it. Bloom? I say Steve Bloom.
You met the guy.
I was having like a panic attack and I grabbed his butt by accident. Do you think I was like, well, how'd you pronounce your last name?
I think on some subconscious level it wasn't an accident.
No, it wasn't. Sorry. Sorry, but not sorry.
But I mean, his Starscream does take some cues from Armada Starscream.
There's a lot of little hints from the different things, the good ones.
Yeah, and he's like, to me, I see Prime Starscream as like an amalgam of Armada Starscream and animated Starscream, which
He sounds so raspy. He does a good job. I enjoy your voice. Thank you, Steve, for letting me listen to it. Plus his design's cute as fuck. Heels and claws. How do you go
And he's got a red Decepticon symbol, so he's from the Shattered Glass universe, so he's really a good guy.
Yeah, technically he's a nice guy.
Oh yeah, Starscream is like great fellow. You should once you get to know him. I mean,
To get past the awful jokes, the hurtful comments, the bitching, the whining, the potential stepping on of you,
The murder.
the murder, the lies, the tragedy. He's a nice guy.
The constant attempts to overthrow Megatron. He's a really nice guy.
He just has a few flaws. You might need to work past.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Such as trying to take over the Decepticons when Megatron got a sore throat somehow. Still don't understand how that works. I'm pretty sure there's been a
last time again.
Again.
This
is like an hour-long episode of Megatron just going again.
Again.
I'm pretty sure there's been a G1 episode where Megatron's just walked out of the base and Starscream's like turned around and he's like, now is my chance. And it's like, he walked out the fucking door.
Yeah. I think that did happen.
I'm pretty sure that did for some reason. I remember because you can always tell when he's plotting because it turns directly to like his.
It was
face.
like Starscream's first line of dialogue was very clearly in the first episode of G1 was very clearly spelling out that he is going to wait for Megatron to falter or something. Yeah, to fuck up and overthrow him.
He'll never do it.
Like in Armada and even in Prime to some degree, it was kind of subtle.
Well, in Prime, in the first the pilot episodes, I believe it was split up, but then it was also put together.
Oh yeah, like the miniseries thing.
Yeah, the mini like pilot thing that they did, like pretty much the first interaction between Megatron and Starscream is Starscream killing Megatron.
Yeah.
Like fuck you.
Yeah.
And then leaving, and it's like, okay. Well, at least we have that sorted. They're sticking true to their relationship, whereas I know in other ones it's just kind of like I don't know what happened in the movies. In the first one, it's kind of like they're okay. In the second one, he's a housewife. In the third one, he dies.
Well, he's dead.
Why?
There really isn't much about Starscream overthrowing the Decepticons in the movies. He just kind of like holds down the fort while Megatron's busy being dead.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, let's be real. The Transformers aren't the main fucking characters of the films.
No.
None of them actually get their characters divulged in this like this.
Yeah, and Michael Bay has gone on record saying like, well, it's hard to make an actual character out of CGI, and then meanwhile, Gypsy Danger has more character than every Transformer.
I love Gypsy Danger just because he got Gladys's voice actor, and when Mako is about to, after they've just stopped her from firing the gun, she's just like, do you want to try again? And it's like, no. She almost killed an entire dome full of people. You sadistic little shit.
Yeah, that definitely added to that.
I thought that was so good, but you can add character. I mean, it's not hard to just do a little scene where Starscream's like plotting. That's not difficult, and that adds to his character.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's not difficult.
Have you seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes or Dawn, the newer one, the second one of the new ones, the one without James Franco?
I haven't seen either. I don't think.
They're really good, but like the second one is like 90, like maybe not now. It's like 75% CGI apes, and they're fucking believable. That sounds like crazy. That sounds like some kind of Beast Wars shit, but it's really good. It is like genuine. Like I thought Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was a genuinely powerful movie, and most of the characters are CGI.
It's not impossible to do that. You just need to want to do it.
You just need to not be Michael Bay.
Who just wants you to watch the fucking dating scenes of people we don't care about.
Yeah.
At all. I don't care if the British woman who can't do a British accent.
Who is British
and has fish lips. Can't. I don't give a shit if she gets kidnapped. Kill her. Throw her off a fucking building. I don't care.
He's a
Give
hero.
me the Autobots. Give me the Decepticon. I don't even know her name. Isn't she a fucking lingerie model?
Yeah.
Why? She has no fucking acting talent whatsoever.
She does that really good. I mean, I won't deny that much, but she doesn't need to. Well, it's
It's not a skill to be so bad. It's not a skill to not be able to have.
She does no acting skills. I mean, she does the lingerie model thing just fine.
Well, how do you know? You stand there and they Photoshop you.
Well, yeah, but she
If
does
you
it
put
well.
Yes,
I mean,
her
I
modeling
don't.
career is fine. Like,
Yeah,
kudos to her. I probably wish I had her body, but she can't act. And she's British and she can't do a British accent. Why would you be trying to do a British accent when you already have one? Why? Like, that confused me. I thought she was American. I
I know.
genuinely thought she was
I
American.
remember that. You were
And
you
you
were
told
always
me she was.
yeah.
What? I was like, what? You shouldn't me.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. I was all like, she's better than Megan Fox, and I was just like, but then it's kind of become obvious to me now that that's just my Americanness not recognizing a bad British accent. And then you told me you're like, it's so awful. Her accent's so terrible. She can't do a British accent. And then like a year later, I just happened to look it up and found out she was British, and I just got on Skype immediately and said, Selina, she is British.
And a little part of me died inside. But
That's so bad that she is British. An actual
you
British,
can tell.
an actual British person thought she was doing a fake accent.
Like, that's not like, I'm not like jealous, like, believe me. I'm fine sitting in my room playing my games than, making a living.
Well, I mean, right now you're already doing a better British accent than this British
But
actress,
I'm not
quote
even
unquote.
trying,
I know.
I don't understand how you can fail. Like, unless she was trying to do a different, like, obviously, like, you guys have different accents across your states, we have different accents across our
Yeah.
tiny little country. But even then, like, I can't, like, it wasn't, like, southern British, like, really posh London accents. It wasn't, like, north, where you kind of divulge a little bit more into Scottish. It's not like Welsh, it's like, you were just doing a really bad job. You're very pretty, but you do a really bad job
Well, I mean
of your accent. But it doesn't matter because you're pretty, so no one cares.
Yeah, exactly. That's the quintessential Michael Bay movie girl. I mean, Megan Fox couldn't act for shit.
I thought
She
she was
was
quite pretty in the first one. I wasn't too
she
fond of her in
was
the second one because
she
they really
was
did.
she was definitely pretty, but you know,
There were too many boob jiggle scenes in the second one. That even put
yeah.
me off a little bit, and I'm usually like, that's fine. You guys want to see a little bit of boob jiggle, that's fine. But that was, they weren't even subtle at that point. They were just
Oh,
like, it was literally the camera on her breasts. Like,
oh,
look
and
at them go.
you remember the scene where she's painting up the bike?
Yeah.
The second one. You know why Michael Bay put that scene in?
Did she get a wedgie?
Probably, but the reason the reason he created that scene is because he was in a gas station one night and he was just talking to some two like he happened across two like frat boy types that were saying like, oh, that's Michael Bay directed the Transformers movies or whatever, and he's like, you guys looking forward to the next one? What do you want to see in the next one? And he was like, they didn't say the robots, they said we want to see the hot girl.
Of
So
course.
that's why he did it, because of a conversation with two frat boys he had in a gas station. And it's in the commentary of the second movie. I don't know if that's exactly how it happened. I don't. It's been a while since I've watched the commentary for Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, and forgive me if I don't feel compelled to go fact check it. But the gist of the story was basically that.
That's retarded. That's
Yeah.
actually retarded.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, like, if I bumped into Michael Bay, I wouldn't know what he looked like.
I would.
I wouldn't. I mean, I should, so I can punch him if I see him, but
I won't
I
punch
don't
him.
actually know what he looks like.
I will just have words with him.
Stern words.
It's like
the fucking black hole.
I'll say, you need to watch.
You need to hire us. You need to hire us and put us on, and we'll make this film right.
Yes.
I promise.
We will.
I'll even design, I'll design new Transformers for you that don't look like they have fucking giant trench coats on.
And balls.
And balls, because that wasn't funny. And it wasn't needed.
No.
It wasn't needed.
So that's our talk about IDW.
Oh yeah, that was so on point. It's such a large thing. Like they pretty much do comics and storylines for every.
Yeah, they have done movie comics.
Franchise.
But their G1 comics are like really, really good.
IDW in general, they're pretty good at even salvaging the bad.
Yeah, even their
The
movie
bad
comics
ones
are
is
all
pretty
right.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the artists are usually pretty spot on as well. I like the way they draw the Transformers, which
yeah.
sounds odd, but you'd be surprised how many people don't draw Transformers right.
Well, I can attest to the fact that it is difficult to draw robots, but
It is very difficult to draw robots.
yeah,
I mean, I find Prime quite difficult as a style, but animated is a lot easier because the shapes are
yeah,
more.
because it's heavily stylized.
Exactly. Whereas if you're trying to just straight up draw Prime from the movie, you're probably gonna have a bad time.
I did try to draw him a few times in high school, and I left out a lot of details.
Yeah. It's just detail and then actual like proportions. It's difficult. So seeing people being able to do it well and then also salvage the shittiness of a
Yeah.
continuity is relaxing. Relaxing? A relief? You know that there's some good people out there in the world
There
that
are.
take their time to clean up the mistakes of others.
Yeah. Michael Bay.
Fuck you. Oh, actually,
I mean, keep doing what you're doing, but at least try to be better.
try and take into account that this
Yeah.
is movies about a very long franchise.
Yeah, this
Try
isn't
and add
this.
in some of that.
It's about toy robots. I mean, obviously you're allowed to go ridiculous with it. Just look at G1, but you you don't need to try to make it about like
Humans. I don't even like the human race. Why are you trying to do this to me?
Well, I mean, like I said, I've made peace with the fact that there's going to be humans and Transformers, but you don't need to make it about their dating life.
I've made peace with the fact that there are humans on Earth, but that doesn't mean you have to include them. But going from Michael Bay, we can go into an equally awful person into
Pat
the
Lee.
Transformers world, which is Pat Lee, yes.
Yeah,
Isn't he a delightful human being?
he's the worst. I think he actually did more damage to the franchise than Michael Bay did. Well, even look like Michael Bay did good for the franchise, but he did terrible things within it, and Pat Lee just like was
Destroyed
awful.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just flicking through the wiki page, just trying to find you like the amazing quotes.
Look at there's like not
There's-
far down on the wiki page. Look at his how to draw Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Re-
1, draw a circle. 2, draw Optimus Prime. 3, give him scraplets. 4, give him leprosy. Oh my god.
That's so informative. Thank you, Pat Lee.
Well, when you're being compared to Rob Liefeld, maybe it's time to quit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
It's
the
just
art
look at the wiki pages.
Oh, I know. I've
No, just in general audience.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at it because
all of
it's
you.
hilarious.
All 5 of you. Look up Pat Lee on TF Wiki. I mean, and then aside from the bad artwork, there was just the bad business practices, like not paying artists.
Yeah, he wasn't paying his employees.
He was just general slimeball. I guess
And
that's
he's
really.
worse than Michael Bay.
He is worse than Michael Bay. He's probably worse than Hitler.
For different reasons, obviously, he hasn't gone out and murdered millions.
No,
But he is definitely...
He is figuratively worse than Hitler, not literally, because Hitler was pretty bad.
Yeah. Didn't he try and, like, cover up a load of the shit that happened? Or, like, he attempted to cover it up?
Pat Lee or Hitler?
Pat Lee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. I don't know how he did. I don't know exactly how he tried to do that. I do know that someone was actually planning on maybe working with him, and then read the wiki page and like decided not to.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So TF Wiki has influence, and that's awesome.
So it should.
Yeah.
His picture, if you've seen it recently, is hilarious.
Pat Lee's where he's like all
Strength and
Buddha
honor.
style, and yeah.
And also pretty much accurately describes his drawing style. Why do Pat Lee's Transformers look like they're about to take a poop?
Yeah, they look like they're made of marshmallows.
Yeah, just in general, Pat Lee is not a very nice person. He shouldn't have been allowed into the franchise, and he damaged it
Yeah.
horrifically.
He made the Armada comics. Why did he do that?
I don't know.
Why couldn't IDW have like been around then and done it?
And killed him.
Yeah.
Although I do have some amazing quotes.
By all means, let's hear it.
It is a mistake to suppose that men succeed through success. They much oftener succeed through failures.
Oftener.
He actually says oftener.
I know. I know.
Some of the shapes and lines are a little misshapen. When you draw your lines, sketch them out in layout mode and try to get as accurate as possible before making any final lines.
I mean, that's not bad advice, but
But
it's...
he obviously didn't take his own
Yeah,
advice.
exactly. Have you seen that picture of Optimus where like his hand is in the way of where his head would be, and then he like tacked his head on top of his hand?
It's just, it's awful. I can do better anatomy than that.
Yeah, and I'm not particularly great at drawing robots.
No, I'm not either.
So Pat Lee is robot Liefeld.
And
Basically.
Satan.
Yeah. Like
I'm just
not the cool kind of Satan that like Unicron is.
Or the general Satan that's better than, Christian religion, where Satan actually is a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's just generally a cunt,
He is.
in short. But we can go on to what Pat Lee founded, or was the president of,
Dreamwave?
which is Dreamwave.
Yeah.
Very shortly, because I don't really think there's much to say on it.
From what I understand, Pat Lee basically is Dreamwave.
Yeah, and that's probably why it doesn't, have much of a fucking audience.
It doesn't exist anymore now.
No, it got taken. Wasn't it in like 2008?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, everyone was like, fuck off. And he actually did. God bless.
Yeah. So I guess that's all really there is to say about Pat Lee. He's awful.
Just
Thoroughly disgusting human being.
someone hire, like, a hitman. Just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Please.
And that brings us to third-party figures and add-ons. And before we do that, I will be right back because I've been drinking coffee and I got to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Keep the audience entertained.
Oh my god. Hello. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty much more of a very hardcore fan of like G1, Prime, and Armada. Just as like a disclaimer. That's like my favorite shows and what I've actually gone out of my way to like actually like properly research, obviously, as well as the mythology and stuff. And I know the movies because I was excited about the first one, then severely disappointed, so obviously I kept throwing my money at Michael Bay. But seriously, don't look up Kiss players. Because I looked into that and it was awful. Please go watch Prime because Starscream looks really pretty. He looks really pretty. I have no idea what I can say. I'm like such an awful person to... I don't do small talk. It's okay, it's back.
And I'm back.
I just gave everybody a disclaimer.
I'll just wait to hear it when I watch this myself.
It's just me basically saying, please don't bash me, because I know, like, 4 main franchises, like, really well, because I love them, and then the rest I'm kind of, like, I know a bit about, but I'm not, like, expert level.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I have my little corner, and then I just kind of generally know about the others, but...
It was a small disclaimer, me saying that I'm shit at small talk. Pretty much it.
I mean, I didn't do any major research for this. I just kind of wanted it to be a discussion, not like a,
I just saw the one thing on the TF wiki, like the caption, and it made me laugh, so I thought I'd pick it for the worst ones. They have good quotes.
They
But
do.
yeah,
I love their captions.
God bless whoever writes it.
Yeah. So yeah, third party. Now this is probably something I'm a little more familiar with than you are.
Most definitely, yes.
Have you bought any like third party stuff
I don't think
before?
like so the kind of like the things that we can get in England are like really minimalized anyway.
Well, I mean,
So,
you can't buy third party stuff in stores at all. It's like the ultimate hipster purchase for Transformers fans.
all right, okay.
You have you have to get them online, but like this, certain companies like Fans Project. Originally, they started out just making add-ons to like turn the classics from like 2006 Ultra Magnus into an actual Ultra Magnus because it was just a white Optimus Prime. Because that was a thing for a while.
Mm.
Hasbro was like, we're not gonna make Magnus look like he did in any fiction. We're just gonna make him a white Optimus Prime, like the original toy kind of was.
Even though they really should learn from that at this point and be like, you should just.
Well, they have. I mean, take Prime Magnus for example. It was still a reuse of an Optimus mold, but they tweaked it a lot to make it look like his own character, and
Yeah.
I like it.
It's not bad if they go out of their way to like change it, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you just think they just make a new mold.
Well, I understand why, because it's the most expensive part is making the mold. So
Yeah.
if they can reuse it, they will.
As long as it's not like say like a cheap remake of like White Ultra Magnus or whatever,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's fine
They have. I'm glad they've like stopped doing that for the most part.
for the most part.
Yeah. But I mean, I saw on the TFW 2005 forums, someone had in their signature that every time Hasbro saves a penny, a third party company makes a dollar. And that's pretty accurate because for every like cheap thing that Hasbro does to save a little money, there's gonna be a third party add on to fix it.
Yeah, I guess it's good for the seller. I'm sure it's obviously not that like we're helping the third party companies, but they're helping in
Yeah,
their own way. They
yeah.
care.
I mean, it's kind of a symbiotic relationship as far as add-ons go because they still make toys that are okay for kids, and then a third party comes along and says, we're gonna take this children's toy and make it a collector's item.
Hmm.
I mean, mostly the one that does add-ons these days is Doctor Wu, and they usually just make like weapons and stuff, but they'll make new heads for figures that don't have the right kind of head. Like they made one for Prime Beast Hunters Optimus. Have you seen that toy?
I have not. If you have a link, I can have a look.
I can probably get one in like 30 seconds, but basically they thought it was a good idea to just not give him a faceplate.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's nice, like especially because it just shows you like how passionate some people are. They're like pissed off that the toy wasn't right. It's like we're gonna fix this.
Pretty much exactly. Yeah, that.
Good description.
Pretty much exactly, yeah, that.
But that's fine. Like, but that's fine. Like, I know plenty. Like, not just sort of like Transformers, but like in general, like big franchises usually do have people who do these little things, and it makes it more personal and customized to the person as well because it's like they might not want a toy with this certain add-on,
Yeah.
but they do with another, and then they can choose that from the site, or I guess in some cases you can even ask for like custom stuff.
Yeah, like some customers as customizers blah, blah, will take commissions for like people that don't do their own customs. So like I know one guy was selling like re completely like dyed plastic versions of War for Cybertron Optimus as a Nemesis Prime. And then that was pretty cool because he dyed the plastic instead of just painting it, which meant that you didn't have to worry about the paint chipping off or
Yeah, I
anything.
was scratching and seeing this stuff underneath.
Yeah,
It's cool. I just, like I said, I wasn't actually aware that like third party stuff
yeah,
happened because like when I buy stuff, it's like I'll buy the toy because I like the design as it is, like the Prime Starscream, because God
Yeah,
bless Prime.
Prime
But
Star didn't need any add-ons, but
so when I bought it, it was perfect the way else, so I didn't need to look. And most of the Optimus, because I mostly have Starscream and Optimus. All the Optimus toys that I have usually have the parts I want, because I will spend the extra money on the deluxe versions or the leaderships, or
yeah, I
so
mean,
I'm getting my money's worth out of the figure, kind of thing.
and I will do that too if it comes to it. But even like the most awesome like Prime mold,
Have
there were
faults.
yeah like
Yeah.
the one I linked it to you on Skype.
Yes, I see him.
Yeah, it does have its like you can just look at it and say this has its good points, but it needs some work.
Yeah, definitely. I don't
Like,
think I'd quite be happy spending like.
well, that was
Um,
only like $20.
See, in here that'd probably be like £30.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though, like, currency-wise, it should be like £12. Which for £12, that's not bad, but that's obviously not what it's sell for.
Yeah, exactly. And in this, it doesn't help that in this stock photography he's like mistransformed because his wheels aren't supposed to be there. His wheels are not like attached to his tramp stamp.
At least, like, the crotch is very prominent and its own colour.
Yeah, that was actually like also it definitely needed more paint just looking at it, and that's
Yeah.
the Star Saber in his left hand there. That's the Star Saber.
Is it made out of, like, clear plastic, at least, or is it literally just painted green?
It is clear plastic, but it's it
It
does
doesn't look very detailed.
it doesn't look like it, but it looks like someone looked at it once and said, "I'll make a Star Saber," and that's what it
Yeah.
came.
Like a
But
half-assed attempt.
yeah, and I mean for a toy, it's not bad, but
Especially for $20.
yeah. But then like Doctor Wu comes around and they make a like legitimate Star Saber that looks like it does like on screen, 100%
Yeah.
accurate, and they make a new face for him. And there's one, and I got the face for mine the head for mine off of Shapeways, but it's basically the same one.
Yeah.
It's like it's got the faceplate. He's got a ball joint. It's just amazing.
It's just better in every
It's just so
respect.
much better. And I mean, there are some figures like that are like half okay, but like really have potential for customizing, and that's what I think third-party add-ons are. I think that's why they flourish because Hasbro kind of does that with
Neglect it.
intentionally. Yeah, they neglect it just enough that it's still worth buying.
And if you want to buy the add-ons, you can.
Yeah,
So it's secretly helping the small business.
yeah, exactly. And then there are the third party companies that make full blown figures of their own, like Make Toys or Make Toys. I'm calling it Make Toys because I'm an American. They made a version of the Fallen as he appeared in the comics, not the flaming chicken from the movie.
God bless the flaming chicken.
And it's like he's bulky, he's blocky, and he's intimidating. They called him Chaos Paladin, I think, because
That's
they
not
can't.
bad.
Yeah, because they can't use the real names. And then they also made they also made their own version of Nova Prime called Hypernova or Hypernova that was just phenomenal. Like, I have him sitting on one of my shelves right now.
It's a beautiful masterpiece.
It really is.
You caress before you go to bed.
Every night.
Chast kiss on the forehead. I love you.
I love you, Nova Prime.
Cry yourself to sleep. Like, why?
Why didn't Hasbro do this?
Why do I have to go to others to get my pleasure?
I feel like I'm cheating on Hasbro. I'm sorry,
Hasbro's a
Hasbro.
bitch.
I'm sorry, Hasbro. I've been unfaithful, but you just haven't been doing it for me.
You should just write them a letter saying that's literally what you should do.
It's not that I don't want you. I just want others too.
I want more, and you won't give it to me. Stop dying. We need to finish this.
I know we're close to the
We
end
are very
now.
close to the end, I
This is
think.
the
This is the
last one.
last topic, yeah.
Yeah, I mean we were gonna talk about like homages, but that's like an afterthought kind of thing.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, and then I also mentioned Shapeways on here, and
Mm-hmm.
Shapeways is great. I'm sure I've linked you to stuff on there.
You probably, I can't think of anything immediately off the top of my head, but you send me a lot of links.
I know. But
So,
Shapeways, it's a website where anyone can buy or sell like 3D printed merchandise. Like anyone can make a 3D model and print it on Shapeways. Although it takes skill, but anyone can
you can
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Just how good it is varies on your skill.
yeah, you can do it. All you have to do is get good at it. You know.
Get good, son.
Yeah, and yeah, I've bought Shapeways shit for like toys I don't even have. I've just bought swords off there because there's so many like
Cool
transformer
designs.
weapons. Yeah,
I don't blame you.
and I'm going to give a shout out because all 5 of my followers are just. This is gonna totally speak to them. Or my subscribers. Excuse me. This isn't Twitter. Like this guy on the TFW boards, John Bonhamatron.
Delightful.
I'll probably put a link in the description. He has made like for the newest Combiner Wars Generations Optimus Prime and other figures too, but especially for this one, he's made like so many add-ons for it that just make it almost comparable to the masterpiece version of the toy. Like he's given it like a chest piece that because the default one's kind of flat, so he basically made a padded bra for Optimus
I was
Prime.
gonna say he's still a little lacking in the chest.
Yeah, he's given him a padded bra, and then he gave him some new feet, so he's giving him a pair of heels.
Everyone needs new heels now and again.
Yeah,
Treat
so
yourself.
and he's working on a new face because Optimus has been taking so many faces, just hadn't found the right one for him.
One day his dream will be fulfilled.
I I've given this because of all the add-ons that this guy has made, and he's done phenomenal shit with this already pretty good toy and made it like great. I've given this toy, thanks to this guy, I've given him 2 names. One, his stripper name, Optimus Fine,
Which
and
is my
two,
pickup line.
and 2, the more obscure, esoteric one, Theseus Prime. And I'm not gonna explain that. I'm just gonna say,
Let you
look,
guys decide it.
yeah, I'm gonna say, look up the Theseus paradox and educate yourself.
How dare you be uncultured?
So that's more or less all I have to say about third party, except they're all pretty great.
And like I said, he'll probably link some down in the
Oh yeah.
description for you. Because I really can't comment because I just buy
This-
straight from Metakara.
yeah, I mean that's pretty much that's just as good usually and usually a little cheaper. But third party, see, Takara just improves on Hasbro molds, and third party does their own molds. Usually of characters that we don't have a toy of or haven't gotten one of for years. But
Mhm.
yeah, just go to TF Source and look at third party stuff, and it's great.
And look at the wiki because the fucking captions are amazing.
Yes, yes. God, please look at the wiki. Look up Kicker
And Spike.
and Spike,
Because what else are you going to look up?
and just look up the page for chins on there.
It's really beautiful. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll close this out with talking about our favorite Transformers homages.
Do you want to go first?
Megas XLR for starters. I mean, the whole show was like a huge homage to just mecha and giant robots in general. The
Yeah,
theme,
pretty much.
the opening theme song has the line "Chicks dig giant robots."
Yeah,
And that's
that is
just
actually. I think my
and
favorite one is probably between like Pacific Rim.
yeah, Pacific Rim. It kind of it was more of an
Just for the
homage
sake of
to it was more of an homage to stuff like Gundam and Godzilla, but it did
But they're similar
definitely.
because it's still giant robots. And then
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like I watch giant monster films, but I don't really watch giant robots. I'll try to think if I've watched any cartoons recently. But
Besides, yeah, you don't seem to watch much giant robot stuff besides
I don't have a
Transformers.
TV. I can't just like click on a channel. Actively go out of my way, and I'm trying to like. Have I played a game recently? I not really. I played Bioshock, Bioshock and Metal Gear, but that's really irrelevant on both parts.
Well, hey, unofficially, there is a person who was able to purposely mistransform the newest Combiner Wars Megatron into Metal Gear.
I could see that.
It was
Metal
awesome.
Gear is that you have the massive Metal Gears, but they don't transform. So again, it's
Yeah.
just
Well,
giant
yeah.
robots.
Giant robots. I mean, giant robots are great. Chicks dig giant robots.
Big giant robots. It's true. They do. If you have a
I,
giant robot that turns into a nice car, you're probably gonna get laid. It won't be
I,
for you, but
I
it'll
mean,
be.
Shia LaBeouf did. You know,
Actually, kind of Shia
they
LaBeouf.
were. I mean, the first movie concluded with him and Megan Fox making out on top of Bumblebee.
Because he obviously wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
Creepy fucking. What's it called? Voyeurism? I think it's
Yeah.
voyeurism, where you
Yeah.
just take pleasure out of watching other people do it. Bad
Yeah.
Bumblebee. Bad.
I mean, maybe I don't remember the scene too well, but I think she was on top, so Shia LaBeouf was just sitting his ass on Bumblebee's hood.
Yeah, he's pretty much getting male ass grinded onto
Yeah.
him. Isn't that delightful? Poor Bumblebee.
I mean, if he's into that, more power to him, but he can do better than Shia.
He can definitely do better than like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, or like literally any other human being.
Any other human being is better than Shia. He's a very he feels to me like he's gonna become the next Keanu Reeves. He just looks sad all the time.
Shia?
Yeah.
But Keanu Reeves is good.
Yeah, but Shia's like a really shitty, sad version. Well, Keanu Reeves is always really sad. That's the only thing I'm like linking. It's just he looks really sad and like he's trying to grow a beard like Keanu had, and
Keanu's beard is so much better.
Keanu is better, just in general.
Yeah,
Shia
really
is like bottom of the food chain.
Yeah.
But he
It's
just
like
looks sad all the time.
it's like Shia is Keanu Reeves from Shattered Glass, where he's just like he's similar, but in all of the worst ways.
That is exactly how you would describe it. If you're ever trying to like inform someone about Shia LaBeouf,
Imagine Keanu Reeves if he was just awful.
pretty much. There you have Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
I don't
I
even
guess
know how we got to Keanu Reeves.
I don't know, but I guess that's a good note to go off on.
Keanu Reeves, Hugh Jackman, Shia LaBeouf. Oh yeah, because they're making out on top of Bumblebee. Bumblebee can do better,
Yeah, Bumblebee can do better.
even as a giant robot.
And then they were all just hanging out there. Optimus was sending a message to the stars.
Just on the middle of a hill, like it's not even a particularly large hill. He's just like fucking shit.
Like, I've seen their capacity for good. While fucking making out on top of your subordinate, yeah, okay.
They're so kind.
That's the human capacity for good right there.
Ugh, reproducing is disgusting.
Humans reproduce by shooting DNA at each other. I find that offensive.
I find that illegal.
Oh, there was a another homage I forgot to mention, or another reference to Transformers in Futurama.
Yeah, that's true.
The time Fry came across a hot dog cart that turned into a robot, and he was like, "Cool, can you turn into a race car?" And he said, "No, I'm a pre-op transformer."
There you go. They even directly say it.
Yeah, that's just great.
Futurama's pretty good at like.
I love Futurama.
Yeah.
They need to stop canceling it.
Wait, they're cancelling it?
They've canceled Futurama like 3 times.
Well, that should tell you that it's not getting cancelled.
I know. I mean, they keep saying they're gonna bring it back, and then it'll just get canceled again. So I don't know. They need to just like,
Make up their mind.
yeah. I mean, they need to pick a network because they were on Fox. Fox canceled them. Then they went to Adult Swim, which lost the contract. Then they went to Comedy Central, which Comedy Central just does not handle their shows well.
I think I've heard of Comedy Central.
It's a channel over here that's okay.
I think it does like stand-up comedy. I've never seen Futurama on it though.
It's the channel that makes South Park.
Uh,
So that's our talk about Transformers.
completely off topic.
Yeah, we'll just go off on the high note talking about Futurama.
Instead of Shia LaBeouf.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
A beautiful, beautiful story about his life. Go listen to it if you haven't already.
Yeah, definitely listen to the song about Shia LaBeouf. He was a good sport about that, actually being in it and clapping and stuff.
He still looks sad.
Yeah.
He still looks really sad.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if while he was clapping, he'd be like, no, 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 no. Because that's what he does in his movies. He says
that's
no.
literally his
Really
only
fast.
line.
I've seen people like crop it together from different movies, even the movies where he's just like voice acted some penguin. He did it. It's like Tom Cruise running. In every movie with Tom Cruise, he's gonna run. In every movie with Shia LaBeouf, he's gonna say no, 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 no. He even did it in Goosebumps.
Oh my god. I actually really recently watched Holes, which is like a really early film from his career.
I saw Holes. That's why I can't see Shia LaBeouf as any kind of like adult. Because the first thing I saw him in was Holes.
I had to watch it in English, and I remember looking at it like, this guy looks familiar. And I was like, oh, fuck. But that film was actually, that film didn't make a lot of sense to me either, to be honest. They're just digging holes for no fucking reason.
Well, they're trying to find treasure, but they don't know.
In an entire like wasteland, like a literal like Nevada desert wasteland.
I actually
read like child labor.
I actually read the book and it wasn't bad.
The book's not bad. The film is another story.
Shia
LaBeouf. That's all you need to know.
Shia LaBeouf. Okay, so this is the end of this now for the third time.
Yes.
Thank you all for watching.
Mostly listening then.
Yeah, or listening and watching the icons of ours just pop on screen while we talk.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna hit stop broadcast now. Bye.